The high demand, the dedication, all designed meticulously by the Patriots architect. In his 30th year of coaching, can Bill Parcells again produce a Super Bowl team? He's a mere victory away. 4 years ago, Parcells selected Drew Bledsoe with the #1 pick in the draft, ordained him the man to lead this team to greatness. Imagine the burden to answer such lofty expectations. What must it take to meet the pressures that go along with success? To be baptized under a microscope in a sports-crazed yet champion star of New England. Today, for Bledsoe, a rare chance to prove he can. 4 years ago, this Boston College field goal beat #1 ranked Notre Dame. A true benchmark in the coaching career of Tom Coughlin, a proclaimed disciplinarian. His pro mentor, Bill Parcells. Coughlin summoned to bring similar success to the expansion Jaguars, but no one could have imagined it happening so quickly. Last week, the second-year Jaguars upset the top-ranked team in the AFC. Now he must defeat the man who instilled in him the lessons of hard work and how to win. 4 years ago, Mark Brunell was drafted 117 places after Bledsoe. Today, he champions a season as the NFL's most prolific passer and rushing quarterback. How much would it mean for him to prove to those who doubted his talent wrong? Together, today in Foxborough, 4 men, a 4-year journey, 4 quarters from the Super Bowl. Massachusetts, where a sellout of 60,000 fans await the 27th AFC Championship game. Jacksonville's Jaguars are here against the favored New England Patriots. 2 young teams featuring budding young stars, men in their middle 20s with a chance to play in a Super Bowl before their time. Men with so little experience, but with such extraordinary talent. Today, in the snowy confines of Massachusetts, youth will serve Super Bowl notice as we welcome you to the AFC Championship and congratulate the Green Bay Packers. They're on their way to the Super Bowl. You talk about this Cinderella team, Jacksonville. First name you hear, Mark Brunell. Let's see what he did last week in the big win at Denver. When he stayed in the pocket, good numbers, 134 yards, 3 or 4 kneel downs for his rushing yards. But look what happens when Brunell leaves the pocket. He's spectacular. 7 throws for 111 yards, 47 more yards rushing. Well, Phil Simms, there should be a pretty good message there.
Stop Mark Brunell. And Bill Parcells all week long has been preaching to his defensive lineman. He says, what's the worst position in football? That's behind the quarterback, because that allows Mark Brunell to step up, run, or throw the football. 2, when you get a chance to knock a ball down, don't jump. Again, he pulls the ball down, runs around you. And on 3rd down in obvious passing situations, look for the Patriots to take one of their defensive linemen, mirror him, keep him in that pocket. That way you have a chance.
Drew Bledsoe won't be 25 until next month. He's the youngest quarterback ever to pass for 10,000 yards in the league.
Isn't it amazing? The Jaguars are not worried about containing Bledsoe. He's not going to go anywhere. What they want to do is force him to pass the ball. They figure they can create turnovers if he's passing. How do you put Bledsoe in a passing situation? You stop the running game. Curtis Martin, last week, this guy ran for 166 yards and 3 touchdowns. You have to stop the rush.
Well, the Patriots are favored. Can Jacksonville inspire another upset win on the road? We're just moments away from the kickoff.
Be violent. It's a fight. Be violent. Ain't no players out there.
We got to start fast this week.
Let's do it right now.
Right from the get-go. 60 minutes. Giants on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Yes. All out. Hey, all out.
Engine in a Chevy truck. You can...
Well, the wind today is going to be a major factor. Right now, it is gusting up to 30 miles per hour, and that makes the wind chill out here about 1 degree. Now, the wind did play havoc with the kickers in the pregame warm-up, and it's going to bother the punters today. Also, Drew Bledsoe was out here early trying to figure it out. He finally said he's not going to worry about it, otherwise it is going to screw up his concentration. One other thing about the field conditions here. A couple of weeks ago, they resodded the entire field for the playoffs. They didn't have enough sod, so the impression is created over here for Jerry Markbright and his crew that there are 2 sidelines, and that could come into play. For more on the Jaguars, let's send it over to Randy Cross.
Well, thanks, Jim. Tom Coughlin gave his team 3 keys. Offensively, get Natron Means going with the running game. Defensively, pressure Drew Bledsoe, get him throwing those fall-away jumpers. Third, be the most physical team on the field because they weren't in the first game this year. Back up to you, Dick.
All right, Randy, there's the 50-year-old head coach at Jacksonville. Tom Coughlin built the team from the very first man. He was the first, worked out of a trailer near the stadium. He has selected the personnel. He has selected the coaches. And in 2 years, here they are, a game away from the Super Bowl. Adam Vinatieri will kick it to 22 Bucky Brooks or 42 Ricky Bell. The wind at the back of the Patriots in this first quarter. And as Jim indicated, it's significant in the warm-ups. Kicks were traveling 15 yards farther going left to right. The advantage the Patriots will have in the opening quarter. It will become cooler, of course, as the sun sets, but perhaps the wind will decrease as well. These fans have not had many opportunities to cheer a playoff game in New England. This is only the 3rd time and obviously the biggest ever game for this franchise in its 36th year. They have never hosted an AFC championship game. We're ready to go. The winner to New Orleans, the Super Bowl against Green Bay. Brooks at the 7. The 20-yard line. The special teams of New England are coached by Bill Parcells, and he praised them in our chat 2 days ago. Brunell comes on the field in week 4 in an overtime loss here to New England. Brunell had his best numbers of the season, forced to pass as they had to rally from being way down early. Boselli, Coleman, Wydell, Tilsky, Searcy, young, big offensive line. Natron Means, what a playoff he's had. Maston's the blocker. Smith and McCardell both caught over 80 passes in the regular year, and Derek Brown is at tight end. From the 20. Means behind Boselli. Nothing there. Stuffed by Chris Slade. The Patriots defensively start this way. Front 4 bigger than the front 4 that started the year. Colins, Wheeler, Sangapulatelli. Willie McGinnis leads the team with 9.5 sacks. Slade loves to rush the passer from his backer position. Johnson, a budding star backer. Collins, the other. Law and Smith at the corners. Malloy, a rookie from Washington. And Willie Clay, who led the team in interceptions with 4 at safety. Brunell trying to change his play. And that'll cost Jacksonville 5. Several linemen moved, including Rich Tilsky, the right guard. Jerry Markbright, the referee.
You make those offensive linemen stay in their stances too long. They get too antsy, nervous. Inside the right guard, Rich Tilsky jumps. Again, Mark Brunell audible, and that's the reason why he couldn't wait. Wanted to hit somebody.
All 3 guys on that right side went, and he went down the line to give him the play.
With this noise, you almost have to go with what you've called in the huddle, at least early. 2nd and 15. Former University of Washington quarterback hit from behind, incomplete. On a blitz, Jerome Henderson, a nickel back. They sent him free.
Jerome Henderson, number 26, follows the receiver across. Nobody picks him up. With his speed, he gets to the quarterback on time to make the hit.
And this is the backside. Remember, you're looking at the left-handed quarterback in this game. He comes from the backside where he has no one back there to protect him.
Henderson, who has played more and more as the season has developed. 3rd down and 15. Out of the shotgun, Brunell. Got some room to run. Chased by Slade, and Slade gets him at the 20. Jacksonville has to punt.
You know, the one thing about this, Phil, you talk about the offense of Jacksonville, you always hear about Brunell. This guy here, you got to do Brunell. But in order for this team to win, Natron Means has to have a big game.
Well, it helps the situations, Paul, but I believe that you got to stop Mark Brunell from making those runs, pulling up and making a good throw down the field.
Kicking into the wind, Barker, and he's tackled back at the 4-yard line. Brian Barker, Larry Wiggum, one of the stars on the New England special teams, in on the punter.
The first thing that happens is the ball is centered too high. Now, Barker, what he has to do is step up, not out. If you step up, that's where your protection is. Watch where he steps. Barker will go to his right, out where the defender's coming. If he just steps up and kicks the ball, he's got to play.
Like a quarterback, step up into the pocket. They got the guy on the outside block. If he stepped up, he could have made the kick, Paul. You're absolutely right.
A huge early break for the New England Patriots. They take over at the Jacksonville 4. High snap of center. In motion. Curtis Martin, who scored 3 touchdowns last week against Pittsburgh, drives to the 1-yard line. Tom McManus leading the defensive charge.
Boy, I'll tell you, old Barker's going to sit there and look at that thing, and all he has to do is step straight up with the ball and make the kick because the man is blocked.
Well, yeah, but you know, he's not put in that situation too many times. So when he gets that high snap, a lot of times, hey, first time, you're going to panic, and tough situation for a punter.
Martin, who had 14 rushing touchdowns the regular year, has his 4th in 2 weeks. Curtis Martin, University of Pittsburgh, a 3rd-round pick, rushed for 1,400, almost 1,500 last year, another 1,100 this. Vinatieri adds the extra point, and the Patriots opportunistically take 2 plays after the high snap of center to lead it 7-0.
2 running plays by the New England Patriots. Both times they kind of overpower the defensive line of Jacksonville. That's the way you want to start.
New England owner Robert Kraft leading the cheers. 60,000 here in Foxborough. The first score for New England is easy, 7-0. Snap and a takeover at the 4 of Jacksonville. Curtis Martin scores. And now Vinatieri has it teed up. Will kick again to Brooks and Bell. With the win. Brooks at the 3. Outside 20. And to the 31-yard line. Goes the former Buffalo Bill. Ray Lucas makes the tackle. Rich Griffith is the snapper for Jacksonville.
Yeah, but you see Brian Barker. Now watch what he does. Look up in front of him. You know, you have an up back, and what the backs are doing is they're putting people to the outside. They keep them out there. If Barker steps up, he can get the kickoff with no problem at all.
Just like a quarterback, the snapper, high throws are almost always trouble. Low ones, at least you have a chance to catch it and do something with it.
Brunell, just as the Jaguars have started every game of the playoffs, they fall behind early. They did at Buffalo, they did at Denver. Brunell guns it to Jimmy Smith near a first down at the 40-yard line. Otis Smith, not related, covering.
Jimmy Smith. Otis Smith on the spot for the Patriots.
You see these 2 young quarterbacks, Brunell's 26, Bledsoe 24. Completions and attempts, the busiest 2 throwers in the NFL this year, and Brunell led the league in yardage.
Well, they were both busy, but they were both good, and I think that's the reason why they're in the championship. Given the opportunities with the ball, they know what to do with it and don't make a lot of mistakes.
2nd and short, Maston and Means behind Brunell. Natron Earns a couple of yards, but a flag thrown in the pile. We'll see if it counts. It's a first down unless. Holding Jacksonville. The Jaguars were one of the most penalized teams. In fact, led the league most of the year.
Number 71, offense. 10-yard penalty. Second down.
Baselli. The first 12 games of the year, you see they average nearly 10 penalties a game. Look what's happened, though, down the stretch. Only 19 penalties in the last 6 games.
And where this penalty is a backbreaker, Phil, is you've got second down and about a half a yard, and you get a 10-yard penalty. That kills a young team.
So instead of 2nd and 1, it's 2nd and 11. Rookie over the middle, incomplete. Through the hands of Willie Jackson. And dangerously close to carrying back for an easy interception.
Well, that's a play they've had great success with the last 2 weeks. There were basically 4 wide receivers and a tight end. They spread the field. They try to give the quarterback, Mark Brunell, just a little bit of space so he can get rid of the ball quickly. But New England was ready for it. They shifted the defense towards the wide receivers and kept the ball and almost got the interception.
Brunell on 3rd and 11 from the shotgun. 5 receivers. Throws underneath. Not much there at all to Reggie Barlow, the rookie from Alabama State, and Teddy Bruschi of Arizona, rookie linebacker. New England was all over it.
Well, Teddy Bruschi, he's really sometimes a 4th down lineman, but this time in a long yardage situation, he diagnoses the play. Hey, what he has is speed. He runs around any potential blockers and makes the play.
Well, Barker has to be on his toes here after his last episode. Good snap from Griffith. And he just gets it over Larry Wiggum's try. Dave Meggett, the veteran, former Giant, returns to the 38-yard line. 36-yard punt, 6 on the return. Bruschi has done his work. New England back on the field.
So I pull into this gas station.
In the Bayou, by Lotus. Work the web with Lotus Domino. By the car that makes waves, the new Eclipse from Mitsubishi, built for living. And by American Express. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, American Express helps you do more.
The one thing they tell you in training camp, always pay attention, Brian Barker. Watch Wiggum come in, boink. You got to look all around you, man.
He gets upset by this because he gets his uniform dirty. You know, those punters have to hit the ground. I don't like that.
Bill Parcells trying to do something that no coach in NFL history has done. Win a Super Bowl with 2 different teams. From the 39, Bledsoe's first pass. By Byers, and he pulls it in at the 43-yard line. Kevin Hardy, the rookie from Illinois linebacker, makes the stop. Let's introduce the offense for New England. Armstrong to another Pro Bowl with veteran Roberts, former Giant, Woolabaugh, Rucci, and Lane. It's a lot of stars, a lot of Pro Bowlers on offense. Bledsoe goes to Honolulu as his running back Martin does. Byers from Miami midseason. Jefferson and the brilliant rookie Terry Glenn from Ohio State. Ben Coates, another Pro Bowl year, the tight end. On 2nd down, the toss to Martin. He runs into a pack of white jerseys at the 44-yard line, where it'll be a 3rd down and about 4. Yurkovich and McManus on the Jacksonville side with the tackle, and here are their starters: Loggeman, Davey, Yurkovich, and the veteran Simmons, who's had big plays in both of the playoff wins. Hardy, McManus, and Robinson, the backers. Aaron Beasley, a rookie from West Virginia, at one corner. Mickey Washington, the other. Dana Hall, Chris Hudson, the safety. Only 13 interceptions all season long for that defense. Long 4. They bluff the blitz. Bledsoe down the middle, incomplete. Terry Glenn, he didn't drop many during the course of the year. Caught 90, in fact, at Glenn, more than any rookie receiver in NFL history.
Well, it's a good job by the New England offensive line picking up the rushers when they came. And look at the hole Drew Bledsoe has for Terry Glenn. Terry Glenn takes his eyes off it just a second before the ball gets there. That causes the drop.
Tom Tupa. Parcells doesn't praise many players, but he had
high acclaim for Tupa's acquisition. He said, it gives me a third-string quarterback, and he's been a terrific punter. Chris Hudson, the safety at the other end, scuffs this one. Line drive. Boy, Hudson waited long enough, didn't he? And he pays the price. Tackled back at the 10-yard line. 9 minutes, 8 seconds left in the opening quarter in New England.
I feel very safe in this car.
People love talking about Ford Taurus.
I mainly bought it for safety and security.
I like the way it looks.
This car has everything I need to fit my lifestyle.
Feel safe, reassuring.
It handles well, it hugs the road. I can turn on a dime.
I finally found a manufacturer who listens to the customer.
Ford Taurus.
They are going to the Super Bowl.
You better believe it, baby. Yes!
Looking to the north, the setting sun in the downtown Boston. We go online to NBC.com/sports. Hear from some of the NFL's top coaches regarding the playoffs. Get inside the NFL. Go online, NBC.com/sports. Current weather in Foxborough, 25 degrees with a 21-mile-an-hour wind. The wind chill 6 degrees. 7-0 New England from the 14, Brunell's third possession. Got room outside. Feigns the throw and scrambles out to the 24-yard line. A 10-yard run right at the sticks. Chris Slade made sure he did not get more.
Phil, does he freeze Chris Slade with this pump?
Well, he freezes everybody. Once the defensive line, they get too far down inside, and Mark Brunell gets outside very easily because that you got to stay in your lanes. And hey, is he going to throw? Is he going to run? Hey, you're a defensive player. You don't know.
You got to wait for him to make his decision.
Right. First down to the 24. That's 2 scrambles by Brunell for 15 yards. Really the only positive yards the Jaguars have at the moment. Means cuts back. Couple of blue jerseys at the 25. A gain of a yard. Todd Collins, fourth-year linebacker from Carson Newman, led the charge. There's the man who snapped on the first punt, Rich Griffith, and injured him on that play. Paul Fraze, that accounts for his being the snapper on the last punt. Left ankle sprain is what we hear. Ineligible man downfield against Jacksonville. Or too many men on the field. Too many men on the field. Tom Coughlin with a quizzical expression. That's the kind of penalty a disciplined coach hates to see.
Well, you're making some mental errors in the beginning of the ball game. You can tolerate a whole lot of things, physically getting beat, Phil, but you cannot tolerate mental errors.
Illegal substitution foul. Number 73, offense. Failed to report. Was the end man on the line of scrimmage. Penalties declined. Second down.
So you have to report when you're an eligible receiver, and Brian DeMarco did not. He was uncovered.
That's right.
50s, 60s, and numbers in the 70s are the ones that have to report.
But they decline it. New England, 2nd and 9. Means gaining only a yard on that carry. Brunell comes out shotgun. McCardell in motion. Good protection. Wide open is Pete Mitchell, and the tight end who played at Boston College has a first down. 12 on the play. Mitchell was the third leading receiver for the Jags this year with 52.
Well, Pete Mitchell on the inside. He has the option when he goes down the field to break in or out. It's a tough position for the defensive back. And Mark Brunell and him, they've been reading together all year long and doing a very good job at it.
There's Mitchell's numbers on the regular season. First down at the 37. New England leads 7-0. Midway in the first quarter. Means on the draw. Caught in the backfield by Willie McGinnis. Former Southern California All-America.
One of the things I'm seeing with this defense of the Patriots, the defensive line and linebackers are staying close to the line of scrimmage.
They are, and Willie McGinnis, number 55, does a good job getting in the backfield, then readjusting and making the tackle behind the line of scrimmage. You want to stop a running game, penetration destroys it. So far, New England's doing a good job of that.
McGinnis, who had a solid year, 11 sacks last year, 9.5 sacks this past season. And that play looked as if it was going to get some yardage, but for McGinnis. Second and long. Means smothered again, and every time Means gets the ball, there are 2 or 3 Patriots on him, led by Ted Johnson, the middle linebacker from Colorado.
Dick, and that's the support I was talking about. If you take a look at the line and linebackers, all of these guys are heading right to the ball. They're not worried about it. They know that the people in the secondary are going to stay on their men. That's what Bill Parcells stressed all week long. Don't leave your people downfield. That frees up these linebackers.
Jaguars have, along with making less penalty mistakes, have not coughed it up. No fumbles the last 3 games. And Brunell has cut down on his interception rate in part to Natron Means' success. Third and long. Underneath he goes. And short of the first down is Keenan McCardell. Tackled at the 44. He needed 3 more. Chris Slade made the stop. And the punting team sent out by Coach Tom Coughlin.
For one thing, when Jacksonville comes into the game, like they did that time, 5 wide receivers or 4 wide receivers and Pete Mitchell. New England twice send the guy out of the secondary on the blitz. The offensive line, they can't account for him, makes Mark Brunell throw the ball before he wants to.
Third punt attempt. Of course, Bunker had to swallow one of them, make it at the 21. Wheeling out to the 33-yard line. 12 yards on the return for Meggett. Only 35 on the punt. Timeout. 5.5 remaining. Opening quarter.
Dr. Pepper presents Now is the Time to Say What?
Time to make donuts.
Tell 29 and get back on that Lucky Charm box. Hey, tell 29 and go get back on that Lucky Charm box.
67 move. Stevie Wonder could see that.
Barnhart will punt it away, and they're going to fake it, throw it. It hits Lumpkin in the head.
Oh, come on. But that ain't my fault, Coach.
What happened?
Hey, I don't know what's going on, but they got to wake up.
These days, it seems like everything is the official something of somebody. What's next? The official soft drink? The team mascot? Look at this guy here, and this one here, and his girlfriend, and this kid. See, they're drinking Dr. Pepper just because it tastes great. It's kind of the official soft drink of everyone else. Like this guy with the bratwurst. He executes a one-handed switch. You can't coach this stuff. It's a thing of beauty. Hey, who's doing that? I do that. What's...
Ford Ranger is so useful it can even do your laundry for you. First, make sure your clothes are dirty enough.
Excellent!
Add detergent. Filter line with water. Wash. Put on spin cycle. And hang your clothes out to dry. Ford Ranger, America's best-selling compact pickup, starting at just $10,880.
Definitely makes the white whiter.
An errant snap deep in Jacksonville territory. Brian Barker tackled at his 4, led to the only score. Curtis Martin's 1-yard run for touchdown. Drew Bledsoe. How's he performed in cold weather NFL games? 3 games under 30 and 3 wins for Bledsoe. And in that Colts game in '93, 81% completions. This then will be probably, by the time the game is over, the coldest environment in which he's operated, although he's used to it. Grew up in Walla Walla, Washington, and the east of that state. Throws underneath, complete to Martin, and Martin tackled at the 38-yard line, a gain of 5.
All right, Phil, Jacksonville defense, what they need to do is do what they did against the Denver Broncos a week ago. Play conservative. Don't give up the big play.
But, you know, that's right, Paul. They want to do that. What they really want to do, too, they wouldn't mind getting in a throwing contest with New England sometimes. They feel like Drew Bledsoe, if you make him throw enough, will make 2 or 3 bad decisions, force the ball in coverage, and they hope to get the turnovers.
On 2nd and 5, the draw. For a loss of the 36 by Tony Brackens, the youngest man on this Jacksonville team, just 22, from the University of Texas.
Tony Brackens just gave us an example, Phil, of what penetration is all about. He got in the backfield.
Tony Brackens, number 90, gets up the field, doesn't allow the runner the choice to make a cut in or out.
Barry Sanders was tackled for a loss more than any other back, 44 times. Martin was second with 40. Have to be a good back to be tackled for that many losses. Bledsoe lets it go wide open. Sean Jefferson to the Jacksonville 41. Dana Hall made the tackle. 23 yards.
Well, you hear so many times it all starts with the offensive line. They did a great job of giving Drew Bledsoe plenty of protection, nobody around him, and Sean Jefferson running down the field. The defensive back slips, but nobody is in the middle of the field for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Easy completion.
And again, Bledsoe had all day, Phil, to throw the football. When you have that much time, you better find somebody open.
Jefferson had 50 catches on the year, his career high, former San Diego Charger. Martin weaving, gets outside, gets a block, breaks a tackle, and he's out of bounds at the 31. 10 more yards.
One of the things that you cannot do when a back comes out to the outside with the speed of Martin is duck your head. You've got to get upfield. Beasley, watch this. When he comes up to make the play, you duck your head. When you duck your head, he's gone.
I think what Curtis Martin did on that play right there is what coaches call playing above the X's and O's. You don't have to block it perfectly all the time. He made something happen once he got the ball.
Martin now, Dave Meggett replaces him, the lone running back behind Bledsoe. First down at the 31, Meggett. 9 more yards. McManus made the tackle along with Eddie Robinson.
What a wonderful play by Dave Meggett, Phil. The play was designed as a draw to go up in the middle, and it didn't go that way.
Well, Dave Meggett comes in the game. The teams always think, well, it might be a passing situation. Dave Meggett finds the hole. It's to the outside. He's a patient runner. That's the big key with him, why he's successful. He waits and lets the blocks happen. Then he makes his decision.
On the way to the Pro Bowl is Meggett, such a valuable all-around player. Second, officially call it an 8-yard gain. 2nd and 2. Fires in motion. Toss. Martin. The 20 to the 19. First down, New England. Brockens made the tackle.
Well, Curtis Martin had such a big game last week, and Bill Parcells was on him the whole week leading up to the Pittsburgh game. He says, you know, Curtis, do you have big game disease? Because every time we get in them, you don't play that well. So he did a great job last week. So this week, what was the thing? Hey, Martin, do you have very big game disease? Can you do it in a really big game? So, Bill, I think he's answering your question early. He's ready to play.
He never can please the Big Tuna, as his nickname was tagged as coach of the Giants. On first down, play action. Bledsoe fires, intercepted on the deflection. It's Aaron Beasley, and the rookie is to the 20 to the 22-yard line. Woolaball made the tackle. Beasley, who had only 1 interception in the regular season, with a key pick as Bledsoe's pass deflected.
You got control of the game. You got to be a little conservative. Watch Ben Coates run down the field and break it out, and just look at all the defenders around him from the Jacksonville Jaguars. He goes down the field, 3 defenders, front, back, to the side. You cannot take those chances when you got control of the football game.
Tom McManus, the linebacker, had drifted back. Number 55, it appears he gets the tip. There it is, and it goes right there in Beasley.
And this goes right back to the beginning when we said Phil and Dick, make them throw the football. They will make mistakes.
First down at the Jacksonville 23, 7-0 the score. Brunell play action on first down. Throws down the middle, complete at the 45 to Jimmy Smith. And Smith has a first down near midfield. 22 on the play.
Well, if there's wind in Jacksonville's face, I didn't see it that time because Mark Brunell just throws a strike down the field to Jimmy Smith. Good job selling the route up the field, showing the speed, make the defender think you're going deep. When you break in, nobody's there.
Smith out of football 2 years ago with another big catch. Best field position for Jacksonville to their own 45. Fumble. And Brunell appeared to cover an errant snap.
Dick, Smith is a wonderful story. You know, when we talked to him last week and about being out of football, and then, you know, here he comes back, and you, most of you saw the catch he made last week. Here's the thing. Brunel just doesn't get the ball into his hands, but smart enough to get down on top of it.
When the ball drops straight down, that means the quarterback didn't get his bottom hand up on the football. So, sorry, Mark, I got to blame it on you. I'm sorry, they just got to get that bottom hand up on the football.
Final minute, first quarter, 2nd and 10. The roll, the throw, the tight end Derek Brown, the former Giant, pulls his way to a first down at the New England 44. Probably the last play of the quarter. Brown oft injured.
Mark Brunel throwing a little pressure in his face. Willie McGinnis coming at him, but does a good job. He's really an excellent thrower of the football on the run.
Lawyer Malloy rodeos him down and close enough for a measurement. First down.
First down, Jacksonville. At the Patriot 45.
Mark Brunel enjoys golf, and he said, hey, that might be whoever's coming in behind, that'd be a tough lie. And that'll be the final seconds of this opening quarter. 7-0 New England. You're watching the AFC Championship on NBC.
Here, Doris. Got a meeting in Davenport. Be back tomorrow.
Once upon a time, a businessman figured out a brand new way to travel.
Afternoon. Cars broke down a couple miles back. Gonna miss a big meeting in Davenport.
That's so.
Say, could you, fly me there and back?
Let me get this straight. You want me to fly you there, sit there and wait for you while you have this meeting, then fly you back?
Through the years, one airline has always listened to the business flyer. United's employee owners have found it really pays.
Thanks for flying me. Next time, maybe you could have some coffee on board.
Let me get this straight. You want coffee on the plane while we're in the air?
Come fly our friendly skies.
You okay?
I'm fine. Where are you?
I'm in New York.
Who am I?
Hey, Coach. And who are you?
I'm Batman.
Sit down.
Not going anywhere for a while? Grab a Snickers.
To the Batcave.
The cast of A Fish Called Wanda is back.
He likes animals. Oh, he doesn't just like them.
In a whole new breed of animal. John Cleese, Jamie Lee Curtis, Kevin Kline, Fierce Creatures, rated PG-13. Starts Friday, January 24th.
Mickey Cochran, the high school basketball coach of Bill Parcells. Parcells says he's borrowed so much from this man who kicked him off the team for 3 days, taught him a lesson when Parcells took a technical in a game. And to show you how the whole legacy builds, Cochran was coached in high school by Vince Lombardi.
Yeah, it's something. It's great to see Bill Parcells around Mickey Cochran because it's really the only guy on this earth who can kind of humble Bill Parcells. He does a good job. It's still got that coach-player relationship, and it's wonderful to see after all these years.
Second quarter open, 7-0 New England. Jacksonville in Patriots territory for the first time, and Natron Means having trouble buying any gain at all. The entire inner defense of the Patriots there to smother his attempt. The Jacksonville Jaguars, final 6 games of the year. Look at how their rushing yards improved, and that, of course, was the emergence of Natron Means, injured earlier in the year. James Stewart, the leading rusher for Jacksonville. Means takes over, and he's been most difficult for the opposing defenses in the playoffs. Brunel throws low this time, incomplete, intended for tight end Pete Mitchell.
83 Pete Mitchell.
Well, Dick and Paul, when you rush the football well in the National Football League, you don't have to take chances. You're always in control. And look at Jacksonville. That's the reason why their turnovers went down and penalties went down. You're in situations you can control, not the other team, and it makes it a lot easier to play football and winning football when you're running the football well.
Only 2 interceptions by Brunel the last 6 games. It's 3rd and 8. Screen complete. It's the tight end Mitchell again, and he rumbles for a first down at the 34-yard line.
Boy, was that play set up beautifully.
It is, Paul. It's set up beautifully. It's something that Kevin Gilbride, who's used to coaching the run and shoot, brought to this offense, and to Tom Coughlin. Middle screens, a great job by the offensive lineman, letting the defenders come in. Timing is the most important thing on screen plays, and it worked well. There's Kevin Gilbride.
He's considered one of the top picks to take over for Bobby Ross, head coach at San Diego.
Been successful for a long time, Dick. He deserves a head coaching job in the National Football League.
Corner blitz. Brunell breaks one tackle and unable to outrun Chris Slade on the corner. Slade gets him down for no gain.
Let's go back to that graphic a little while ago about the turnovers and not the turnovers when you're running the football, Phil. And it got the conversation in one of the meetings where even when you throw the ball as much as Brunell did, it's not necessarily a good thing.
Well, that's right, because you're in situations that are tough, Paul, and you can just see Mark Brunell, what a factor he is. Even when you have the right defense called and get to the quarterback, he's tough, he's big, strong, hard to bring down sometimes.
They mark it back at the 36, so that's a sack for Slade, a 2-yard loss. Throws complete again to the tight end, and Mitchell is finding a lot of openings in that secondary of New England. Todd Collins made the tackle.
Well, Jacksonville has a lot of faith in its offensive line. 5 wide receivers. This makes the linemen block one-on-one. And look at Tony Baselli against Willie McGinnis. Ex-teammates. Big size difference, but Willie McGinnis has that speed, and that creates power. Gets the best of Tony Baselli there.
Tony Baselli had his hands in his face mask. They could have called a face mask penalty.
3rd and 5. Brunell fires on at the 21 by Mitchell again. That's 4 catches for Pete Mitchell, who was recruited by Tom Coughlin to come to Boston College and acquired Mitchell from the Miami Dolphins last year.
One of the things that are happening with Mitchell, they're getting Mitchell one-on-one on a safety, and when you got that matchup, that Brunell's just he's playing catch with him.
That's why he's there. Tom Coughlin knows he just has what they call feel for a a receiver can get down the field, push off people, and make the catches.
Deepest penetration, Jacksonville. Means again, only able to gain 2. Chad Johnson there to lead the defense. Johnson, a budding star at middle linebacker, the man with a 20-inch neck that likes to read romantic novels. He says, nothing I like better than a good love story. He's single, too, girls.
Look at the neck on this guy.
You know, you got to be tough to say that thing in the National Football League if you like romantic novels.
2nd down 8. Means a little more for the power-driving Means as he's inside the 15-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 3.
Well, Jacksonville knows that they can't win this ball game only on the arm of Mark Brunell. They have got to be able to run the football. And Tom Coughlin is, as we talked so many times, Dick, a disciplinarian. He's going to go back to the running game. He's going to run the football.
Means comes out on 3rd and 3. This is the 12th play of the drive since Aaron Beasley made the interception and returned to the Jacksonville 23. No one in the backfield. Mitchell, the tight end, in motion. Brunell in trouble, throws it away. Mitchell was close enough that no flag goes down. Slade was all over Brunell. So Coughlin will bring on the field goal unit. That means Mike Hollis, second-year kicker from Idaho. He made all but 6 in the regular season, 30 of 36, and you see he's only missed 1 in the playoffs. Certainly one of the smallest kickers in the league, only 5'7", 175. This one from 32 yards with the win. And he plays it through. Jacksonville on the board with 10 minutes, 33 seconds left in the opening half.
Your daughter has an American Express student card. She'll be able to...
Super Bowl record book is brought to you by the Casino Queen.
Super Bowl IX, the steel curtain holds the Vikings to only 17 yards on the ground. But what team allowed fewer rushing yards? The answer after this message.
Here, horsey. All I need is one of your shoes. Maybe I don't want your stinking shoe.
The shoe. 20, the Chicago Bears' awesome defense holds the Patriots to only 7 rushing yards, setting a new Super Bowl defensive mark for the Monsters of the Midway, a page in the Super Bowl record book.
Consecutive years, GT academic All-America. That's never happened before. All 4 years. All A students throughout high school and an A student in the University of Wisconsin.
He's too smart to be playing this game.
2nd and 10. A pump and a long throw by Bledsoe. And it comes down short to Sean Jefferson. You could see the wind bat that one down. Randy Cross is with us.
Thank you, Dick. You know, the reason that kick was so short and you saw it just could drop out of the air, there's no real wind direction down here on the field. It's more like wind shear. The ball will get up in the air and the wind knocks it straight down to the ground. Back to you, Dick.
Did it just happen on that pass? I mean, Bledsoe looked like he put enough in it. Watch this ball just die. It comes down and just drops. I mean, that's not even close.
3rd and 10. Good protection for Bledsoe. Comes this side, complete to Terry Glenn, but short of the first down at the 42-43. Beasley, the young corner, on the coverage, and the punting team on now for New England.
You know, we're looking at Jacksonville, and we talked about it, Phil. Just be conservative. Just do, don't get carried away. Don't go trying to blitz and do all these different things. Just be conservative defense, and that's what they're doing.
That's right. And New England did the wrong thing. See, they jumped out and topped 7-0. See, Jacksonville gets confident once they get behind. They got to get behind before they feel like they're in the game.
Tupa's first punt with a win. This one into that sheer-like force. Backpedaling to the 13. Down at the 19 with a fumble, and New England says they have it. They do. The man who made the snap, Mike Bartram, recovers the fumble.
Well, one thing that happens on days where it's cold, the football, it gets hard, it's slippery, and it comes down the receiver's hands a lot easier. Excellent job by Marty Moore causing the fumble.
There's Marty Moore coming in and just ripping it with his arm.
He's the first and 10 Patriots of the Jacksonville.
Tom Tupa, the punter, leading the cheers. 2 big breaks on the kicking game for New England. And Martin skipping through a big hole to the 10-yard line. A gain of nearly 10. So if you're just joining us for this AFC Championship, Bill Parcells saw Brian Barker unable to get a punt off, and on 4th down, New England took over at the Jacksonville 4, and this man Martin scored 2 plays later on a 1-yard run, and now the fumble on a punt. So special teams, and Bill Parcells did have that twinkle in his eye as he talked about how well they played all year. 2nd and 1. Fake to Martin. Throw incomplete. Because he almost threw that one away down at the feet of the receiver.
He did. Good. I mean, that's what you call a good throw, because there's nothing open. Don't create a bad situation for the team. It's 2nd and short, and that's the one thing you learn as a quarterback. The coach has given you that opportunity to take a shot, but don't make a bad play out of it. We can always pick it up on 3rd down with the run.
And just because they gave you the hit sign 3-0 doesn't mean you have to chase a curveball outside. You can let that one go.
That's right.
3 and 1, 3rd and 1. Is he short of the first down yardage? Kelvin Pritchett, the former Detroit Lion, and veteran Clyde Simmons with a penetration.
There is no decision here. You kicked the field goal. They already stuffed you. You had 3rd and 1. You lose a half a yard on the play. There is absolutely no decision at all. You get that 7-point lead back.
Rookie Adam Vinatieri from South Dakota State, the Jackrabbits in Brookings, South Dakota. Had their share of ice and snow up there. Vinatieri accustomed to kicking in cold weather. This one 29 yards as we have a power failure. A bank of lights have gone out.
All the way around the stadium. Across from us. It got dark.
Scoreboard is impacted. One scoreboard completely out, and the other is blinking futilely.
Well, looks like we're going to have to come back and play it tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, let's go down to our electrical expert, Jim Gray.
Well, I don't know about that, Dick, but I've just been told by security here at the stadium that the east transformer just went out, and they're on a backup generator right now. They'll send the people in the New England Power and Lights in to try and fix it, and we'll get some more information to you when we have it, Dick.
Well, they had the fog last weekend that one could barely see. They managed through it, and by that comparison, it's pretty good here today at this hour. There's enough light to certainly see the action. Whether or not it would inhibit play, we'll soon find. They may have to try to play in this condition.
Well, you look at the scoreboard, it just erased the 7 points for the Patriots, so the score is 3-0 now. Jackson.
Yeah, you're right. Let me just hit you. Here you go.
Well, the coaches and players wait for power. We remind you that after our coverage of this AFC Championship, to stay tuned to NBC tonight for Dateline. Can you really beat baldness? This man thought he could, but you won't believe what it cost him. Plus, she was Playboy's Miss May in 1976, but did it cost her her job 20 years later? Watch Dateline later tonight, only on NBC. Jim?
Dick, Jerry Markbright just sent the team to their respective benches. Play could not continue like this. It would be very difficult for them to see the ball kicked, punted, or passed. So he sent both teams back over to their sidelines, and when we have more information from Jerry or from the people who are trying to fix the transformer, once again, we'll get back to you.
You know, we've talked about it before in baseball and golf and other sports. When it's dark, our lens have the capability of opening so wide that it appears to be much lighter than it actually is. Those of you watching must wonder, well, why don't they play? Well, it's darker than it would seem. At the moment, we're in the second quarter. New England going for a field goal and a 7-3 lead.
Brought to you by Domino's Pizza. Call now to enjoy a hot and delicious Domino's Pizza by halftime. For hot wow, call Domino's now.
Well, the lights went out in New England as we welcome you back to Foxborough with the score 7-3. The Patriots about to line up for a 29-yard field goal, and Jim Gray just has reported that Jerry Markbright, the referee, said he will not allow play to continue under these conditions. So someone has to find the fix-it switch.
Well, you know, you and I can go back that far. I don't know if this guy can or not, but, you know, there's no room to bring cars in here where you can put the lights.
Well, that's the way this was a lot of light back in Armada, Michigan, I'll tell you. We wish we could have had games.
Did you ever have anything like this?
No, I never did. No, didn't play many night games, Paul. We weren't good enough, so.
All right. Curtis Martin has the only touchdown of the game, and speaking of utilities, Curtis offered an interesting little...
I would call this definitely ice in a kicker. I mean,
new meaning to that expression.
The only problem is they iced their own kicker.
Actually, it'll be spotted inside the 20, 29 yards officially. Good snap and a good hold, and the kick right down the middle. 3 for New England. They lead it 10-3, the midpoint of the second quarter.
Patriots 10, Jaguars.
Honda presents Great Drives. How did the Jets engineer the biggest upset in Super Bowl history? Stay tuned.
Passport.
Yes.
behind the leadership of Broadway Joe Namath, the sweet hands of George Sauer, and the power running of Matt Snell, the Jets marched 66 yards in 12 plays, building a lead they would never relinquish on their way to the greatest upset in Super Bowl history.
Well, this concludes our...
And you can see the lights almost fully illuminated now here at Foxborough Stadium. New England with 2 breaks off the special teams, able to move the 4 yards for the touchdown after the fumble recovery. Chris Hudson's fumble on the punt return. They move 7 yards, are stopped and settled for the 29-yard field goal. So special teams, as Bill Parcells predicted, accounting for the 10 New England points. It was a 12-minute delay, and now Vinatieri to kick it off to Brooks and Bell. Into the wind. Oh, it looked like New England was offside. Into Brooks at the 9. Corralled at the 23-yard line. Terry Ray with a stop.
23-yard line.
Checking the current conditions, 25 degrees. Temperatures dropped a couple degrees. Actually, the wind chill about the same as the wind has died somewhat. Jacksonville's coldest games have all been in the 40s. And you can see that Cleveland game, the third game, they won 42 degrees, the coldest ever environment they played in their 2 years prior to today. But they've won most of those games. Brunell from the 23. On the roll. Captured by McGinnis, and Brunell alertly blocking McGinnis away from a possible touchdown.
This is a good job by Willie McGinnis, number 55. What he does, he stays disciplined. He stays outside so the quarterback can't get around the corner where he can run and throw, have that option. Stays in Mark Brunell's face, and that's what Coach Parcells taught to him all week. Stay in front of the quarterback.
McGinnis was a high school basketball star in Long Beach, California, and he's used those long arms very effectively as a pass rusher and deflector. 2nd and 10. Means trying to get outside, does a little shake, and out to the 27-yard line, and a flag down. Tackled by Otis Smith. Of course, he delivered. Otis Smith was a terrific pickup by New England. Veteran from Missouri and Metairie, Louisiana, would like to go home to New Orleans.
Number 45, defense, 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
Too much of the mask, however, cost him 5 and a first down, or close to it.
Number 45, Otis Smith. Now watch his right hand. It's up in the mask. It's got him by the mask, and he's pulling him down. I mean, you got a chance there for almost a 15-yard penalty, because what they do is they determine if the head is turned, Phil, you snap the head, then it'll be a 15-yard penalty. But that arm pulled him to the ground.
2nd and 1. Says 2nd and 1. It should be 3rd and 1. And I think that's the officials finally caught their own error. All the scoreboard and the down box all 2nd and 1. First play was the incomplete pass. Remember that was batted down by Willie McGinnis, and then Means run on 2nd down with the penalty, so it would be 3rd and 1.
You just remember something. Just because there's a face mask penalty in now on 5 yards, a 5-yard face mask penalty, it is not an automatic first down.
Jerry Mark Bright calling over to Tom Coughlin.
There's no foul on the play. The down is correct. It's 2nd down and 1.
So the yardage plus the personal foul.
Now what happened is it's 2nd down. They get a penalty in 2nd down, so they take the penalty, and the down remains the same.
All right, they didn't take the gain. They took the penalty. All right. That wasn't very clear, and Nathan Means doesn't find much in the open either, as Todd Collins leads the defense on the attack of the big running back for Jacksonville, who is slow getting up. Means 240 pounds on just a 5'10" frame, and he appears to be fairly seriously injured. He can't put his full weight on his legs. Man who led the Chargers to the Super Bowl a couple of years ago with a 1,300-yard season and then cut by San Diego this year.
Well, it's his right leg they're looking at while he's laying on the ground. And it looks like Collins, the linebacker, lands on the back of his ankle or his foot. Watch his right leg.
Coming in right from the right-hand side. Here he comes.
As he goes down.
And he turns that ankle over with all that weight of 3 different players, about 800 pounds on him.
I can't tell who falls. Well, it's Todd Collins, number 59, who falls in the back of his right foot. And this Jacksonville team, they have really gotten used to running the football and playing a certain way over these last 6 weeks with Natron Means. So this could really be a big factor in their play calling.
So Means only 11 yards in the game. 9 carries for only 11 as they really are keying the defense against his runs. And this is quite in contrast to what he's done in the last 4 games. 92, 110, 175, a career high in Buffalo, another 140 last week. And look at the average per rush increasing each game, but not today. 9 carries, only 11 yards. James Stewart, who led the Jaguars in rushing in the regular year, number 33, second year back from Tennessee, replaces Means. He's 224 pounds. It's 3rd and 1. Brunell on 3rd and 1. Wide open underneath is Keenan McCardell, and McCardell has the first down, and they'll attend to that ankle of Means.
Well, that was a good job by the Jacksonville Jaguars. They come out there, they got into formation, they moved people around, and it confused the defense of the New England Patriots. Nobody was over the wide receiver. Mark Brunell finally sees him wide open. Nobody covering, throws the ball.
Had Brunell not thrown so low, it might have been a pretty good game. 37-yard line, 10-3 New England, 5 minutes left in the half. Stewart trying to get outside and dives to the 45-yard line. 2 yards from a first down. Otis Smith makes the tackle.
Well, we talked about the Jaguars wanting to stop Curtis Martin, and obviously the Patriots wanted to stop Natron Means. Now here comes Stewart to the outside. There's pretty good defense there, but you know, he's had a little bit more speed, I think, to the outside than Natron Means has. Now, here's McCardell blocking, a little holding, a little blocking.
2nd down 2. Very short 3, closer to 2. Brunell, lots of time. Going open. Finally throws it away. He was out of the pocket. No flag.
Good job by Mark Brunell. He's outside the pocket so he can throw the football away. It went past the line of scrimmage, the most important thing. He knew that, and he used the scrambling ability to buy himself an extra second or 2 just to get rid of the football.
You know, it's got to drive defensive lineman McGinnis and these guys are crazy because you get close to him, and when you get close to him, they either throws the ball away or runs away from him.
Well, he wants a penalty, but there's no penalty there, Coach. He is definitely outside the tackle box. Oh, but I'm sorry, he's yelling at the player.
He's yelling at Slade.
That's a surprise, him yelling at the player.
On 3rd down, Brunell. Incomplete, intended for Mitchell. Well covered. Corwin Brown, an extra defensive back, number 30, played his college ball at Michigan, and on comes the punting team.
Only 3 people rushing the quarterback. Mark Brunell knows that Pete Mitchell is covered, tries to throw the ball a little harder, throws it behind him just a little bit, and he knows it. Get it in front of the receiver, he has the catch.
Parker to punt with Meggett back at the Patriots 15. Ooh, another tough snap. And a bad kick off the side of the foot. And it'll just die at the 25-yard line. So Brian Barker, who had trouble kicking in Denver last week, his problems continue.
Introducing the new Acura 3.5 RL luxury sedan. We gave it extraordinary low-end torque for responsiveness. We gave it the longest wheelbase in its class for stability and interior space. And when you get it on the road, you'll swear we also gave it dancing lessons.
pressure test, we drained the oil from this car and added just this much Castrol Syntec. We then ran it over 100 miles per hour and waited, and waited, and waited. You see, Syntec has a unique molecular structure that bonds to engine parts, protecting them under the most torturous conditions. And if a little Syntec protects this well, imagine what a full oil change can do. Castrol Syntec Full Synthetic protects in ways other oils can't.
I can't believe this has happened to me. I mean, the car tires are gone and the battery's gone.
Everybody goes through bad times. And you can see them change if you calm them down, or you explain something to them when maybe they were feeling in a position of powerlessness.
Robin, could you call a cab?
That's a great feeling. When something happens to somebody else, I want to give that back.
Thank you so much.
I think that's what this is all about, really.
Being in good hands is the only place to be.
Wednesday, all new comedy starts with Wings. Then the new hit, Chicago Suns.
Another brother?
Yeah, I'll bring you by the house sometime and introduce you to Uncle Fester.
Then a new radio personality transfer. Then, are the guys' new neighbors more than friends? Better sneak a look.
He's on your ledge.
NBC Wednesday.
Time of the year where former Commissioner Pete Rozelle, who passed away a month ago, was so proud of what happened under his leadership. The Super Bowl upcoming, and they had a wonderful memorial service in Los Angeles this past week. His daughter Anne Marie with a poignant and elegant speech about her father, a side that many of us didn't know, his bravery and his loving parental attitude. Curtis Martin finally wrestled to the sidelines by Aaron Beasley. First down. Very important final 4 minutes of the half for these two teams. New England leading by 7.
Watch Tom McManus, number 55 on the defense, come up into the hole. Nobody's blocking him. Whoa, can't make the tackle. Curtis Martin just has that speed, that burst. Even when you don't block them all, he can get around you.
Got Jeff Lagerman, number 56, goes down the line of scrimmage. He creates a hole. The linebacker's got to be in the hole, fill it.
That was the first down for the Patriots this quarter. Also to the sidelines, the Buccaneers, and Kevin Hardy finally gets into the bounds. Clock stop with the 2nd and 4. Natron Means, his condition, Randy?
Well, Dick, he was down here. He cut off the spat job on his shoe, tried to walk around, went to the far end of the bench, had to sit back down. They've cut off the old tape job. They're putting a new one on, and just see how this thing works out. They'll put him back in the shoe and let him run and see how it is. Back to you, Dick.
All right, as they work feverishly on the big running back for the Jaguars. Meanwhile, clock shows 3:12, 3:11 left in the half. New England at their own 45-yard line, 2nd and 4. Bledsoe is sacked for the first time as Clyde Simmons again registers a big playoff move. Simmons has been a star for the Jaguars the previous 2 playoff wins.
Well, you talk about timing. Blitzing's all about timing. Watch the Jaguars. They come in on the blitz right as the ball had snapped. It confuses the blocking up front just enough where Drew Bledsoe cannot focus, look down the field, and get rid of the football.
The guy that really is number 50 is Eddie Robinson coming up, and he gets into Bledsoe's face.
You look at Sims in the playoffs, 9 tackles, 3 sacks, an interception for a touchdown that really turned Jacksonville back into the game at Buffalo, and a blocked extra point last week. Bledsoe goes long incomplete. That's Terry Glenn with a diving chance, and that was a time where the ball appeared to be thrown 10 yards too far. The wind got it, and Glenn almost with an acrobatic catch.
Boy, this Terry Glenn is so exciting, and Bill Parcells says he reminds me a lot of Paul Warfield, and he just outruns the defensive back Aaron Beasley, and Drew Bledsoe really does a good job of laying it out there as far as he can throw it. Almost a big play.
Tupa spirals it to Hudson, who's had his troubles today. Looks for a block. Gets one. They want a penalty, but a legitimate block, and Hudson down at the 22-yard line. 44 yards on the punt by Tupa. Mario Greer made the tackle. Mark Brunell, and the Jaguars come on with 2:18 left in the half.
I'll tell you, these guys are going after the punters. We saw Barker get nailed. Watch Tupa. You going down, you got to pay attention, son.
It could be a little payback, too.
I think so, yeah. Look at Tupa say, what are you doing to me? Hey, you did it to Mike. Look at he's laughing. He said, all right. Hey, you owe me. I owe you. I owe you one.
Djokovic, who has a great sense of humor, you know, he had a little verbal punctuation to go along with the block.
Are you saying he likes to talk? Is that what you're saying?
A little bit. Yakking with Yurko.
10-7 New England. Give it to James Stewart. Find some running room. And Stewart breaking through tackles. And it was the last wave of blue before they finally drag him down. Willie Clay and Lawyer Malloy, the two safeties, making the tackle. As they'll not get off another play at the 2-minute warning. Stewart's 15-yard run moves Jacksonville to the 37. The Jags trail by 7.
Francis Aguirre, a.k.a. Frankie the Angel, wanted for the crime of murder.
FBI's after him. The guys he was doing business with here are after him. I'm here to bring him in.
Not going back, Tom.
On March 26th, a man of justice and a man of vengeance are destined to collide.
There is no way out for him.
The Devil's Own. This picture has not yet been rated. Opens everywhere March 26th.
Did we rent with Hertz #1 Club Gold?
Did we rent with Hertz #1 Club Gold?
Did we rent with Hertz? Not exactly. Can't we skip the rental counter like it hurts?
Can't we skip the rental counter?
No, not exactly. No. Isn't our car under a canopy like it hurts?
Isn't our car under a canopy?
Isn't our car?
Not
exactly. In rent-a-car, there's Hertz and there's not exactly. We can't repeat that too often. If you were the client, would you hire us?
Would you hire us?
If you were the client, would you?
Exactly.
Dr. Pepper. The taste you've been looking for.
Must-see TV.
Tuesday on Mad About You. Jamie can handle kids, no problem.
Son's a butcher.
How you doing?
Then it's a Tuesday News Radio. And Fraser's caught with a convict's wife.
You'll kill us.
Then will Caroline finally hear Richard's secret love letter?
I have feelings.
Stop it, shut up, shut up. New comedy, NBC Tuesday.
Game where we had a power delay, and for Jacksonville, their power back. Natron Means certainly checked by the New England defense. Meanwhile, James Stewart has come in and run for 7 and then for 16 yards. Now a first down. All 3 timeouts left for the Jaguars. They trail 10-3. Brunell chased by Slade, throws in the flat, complete to Jackson. Willie Jackson, no, they trapped it. They trapped it. Ty Law on the coverage, and with that wind to the sidelines, Brunell's throw into that side wind sinking.
Yeah, he's been a little careful when he's throwing the ball outside, not letting it get away from him, but this is about the 3rd or 4th ball that he's thrown that's been low, got down the receivers, a couple of good catches this time, not able to get it.
Good one-hopper by Willie Jackson. Brunell only 1 completion in his last 6 attempts. Goes to the shotgun. Pressure on. Brunell throws down the middle. Oh, what a hit and a fumble by McCardell. No, they're going to call it an incomplete pass. No pass, as McCardell did not get both feet down. Was he rocked? Ty Law, one of those to hit him, and you can almost bet that Lawyer Malloy was in the area. He is a vicious tackler.
A blitz by New England, picked up very well. Mark Brunell throws it down the field, and Dick, I think you're right. He's up in the air.
Well, it's Jerome Henderson who comes over, 26.
The referees are saying he did not have control of the ball when he came down.
Ruled incomplete, 3rd and 10. Brunell tipped in the air and complete. He had a man open, but one of the front men for the Patriots up there to zip it. It was intended for Pete Mitchell.
So Brewski got a little slap on the top of the head. It may have been him. There's Brewski, number 54.
Look at Brewski. He's mirroring the quarterback. He's not rushing. He's just watching him the whole way. That's his job today. He's on the line of scrimmage, stops. If Mark Brunell breaks forward or out of the pocket, then chase him.
Well, that's a great piece of coverage there. Our producer, Tommy Roy, director John Gonzalez, catching Bruschi, stopping the Jacksonville Jaguars, and meanwhile it's Dave Meggett returning to the 29, a 10-yard return by the veteran of a 43-yard punt, and now New England with plenty of time to add to their 10-3 lead. 1:29 left in the half. Reminder, at halftime we'll have our Domino's Pizza halftime report. All our friends are with us. Greg Gumbel with coaches Ditka and Gibbs and Chris Collinsworth and Ahmad. First half analysis and the highlights of the Green Bay win that stopped the Carolina Express. There they are, all set to go.
You know, I'd be a little concerned if I were the Patriots, because their offense, really, they have not done a thing in this ball game.
Meggett is the running back. Bledsoe. This is one complete. Sean Jefferson or Terry Glenn. It's Jefferson. Still on his feet and finally tackled at the 46-yard line. Simmons trailing back to help out on the stop. An 18-yard play, and did Bledsoe throw that one?
See, I don't understand. With 3 timeouts, why don't you just go ahead and take one? A long play like this eats up the clock.
Because you want the defense to stay the same, Paul. You don't want it to change.
Bledsoe throws in the air. It's deflected and picked off by a lineman. Flag down as Woolaball, the center, carries it out to the 45 of Jacksonville. Tony Brackens appeared to be the man who was offside and then hit Bledsoe. Let's see if there are 2 flags on the field.
There's actually 3 of them. There's one in the middle of the field where the ball was snapped. There's one over here on the right by the sideline.
Forward pass, illegally touching an offensive lineman.
See, they have, the question is now, when Bledsoe throws the ball, is this thing deflected by a lineman?
Well, I'm questioning whether it's not a fumble. Bledsoe gets out of the pocket, and it's a fumble.
Sure,
that ball never gets back and comes forward with his throwing motion.
So if that's the case, then Woolaball did the right thing. This ball should stay.
Awesome down only, second down.
Now that's a bad break for the Patriots. It appeared that was a fumble, and that's how that man saw it.
Phil, I'm going to tell you what a great observation, because that is definitely a fumble. Bledsoe is pulling his arm back to throw the ball. He's not going forward with the ball, and the ball is hit out. Watch Bledsoe's arm. Now there they come back to the outside, and watch his arm. He's going up. The ball comes out. He is not going forward with the ball. This should be a fumble. Woolaball gets the ball in the air, and it should be first down.
Instead, it is second down and 10 from the 47 of New England. Bledsoe, screen, complete to Meggett. Hit, breaks the tackle. Still on his feet. And he saves a timeout by getting out of bounds at the 44-yard line of Jacksonville.
Well, I tell you what, that play was set up beautifully for a big game. Eddie Robinson, number 50 of the Jaguars, keep an eye on number 50. He sees it. All the people out front gets Meggett behind the line of scrimmage, but cannot make the tackle. And Dave Meggett, when he gets his hands on it, he's always going forward with the football.
You know, one of my pet peeves, again, it just happened. The offensive linemen are already looking downfield.
Drew Bledsoe and Jerry Markbride perhaps still conversing about the previous play. Third down and 2. Meggett dives to the 45. No gain. Fourth down. Don Davey, Travis Davis make the tackle, and Bill Parcells spends his first timeout. 29 seconds showing. And we'll see the Patriots strategy when we return. New England with a touchdown lead.
This is the Pentium processor inside the PC that runs the CD-ROM that lets you plan a vacation by taking a virtual tour. And since it is a connected CD-ROM, it hooks to a related website through your PC's internet link. So you can go online to book a hotel, which makes you happy that you have a Pentium processor.
Surprised by that timeout, Phil?
Well, I am surprised, Dick. I thought maybe let the clock run down till maybe 7 or 8 seconds are left and then take a shot throwing the ball in the end zone or try to get a pass interference to get a score. And on the other side, I expected Jacksonville to call the timeout so the Patriots couldn't do that.
They are going to go for it on 4th down. Now, are they going to do a long count and try to draw them offside?
Well, I think it's a pretty big gamble, Paul. I would guess long snap count here.
You don't want to give the ball back to Jacksonville at midfield. We'll see. Oh, they are going to go for it. It's Bledsoe.
Complete and a first down to Ben Coates. The tight ends, the first catch of the game. And another timeout with 23 seconds left.
That's your old coach?
Well, I tell you, you got to take some chances in big spots and big games. He took one there.
They were really growing up.
Bill Parcells. You'll never figure him out. But watch big coach number 87. What he's trying to do is just get a little shield by John Burke, number 85. When he sees he finally gets a little traffic problem, he cut underneath. A nice, safe play, a good call by the Patriots in that situation. Throw it to a big body over the line of scrimmage in front of him.
Remember, it was Coates who made the big catch late in the game against the New York Giants as New England rallied from 22-0 down to beat the Giants 23-22 in the final minutes, and that got them home field advantage. Bledsoe to the sidelines, and a short gain, even a loss perhaps to make it, as it was well read by the Patriots' Eddie Robinson. Clock now stopped at 15 seconds. That's the last timeout for New England.
They had two guys, both guys on the outside, a hitch and go, and the Jacksonville Jaguars just played safe defense. They just got back. There was just no place for Bledsoe to throw the ball, so he dumped it off. He would have been better off just throwing it away.
That's right. They were going for the quick score. Now you go for the field goal. Jacksonville, they're not going to get fooled and give you the big play. Go for a short gain or two on the sideline if possible. Just give your team a chance to kick the field goal.
Now 15 seconds, no time left. They're out of field goal range. Kicking into a very brisk 20-mile-an-hour wind would be the case for Vinatieri. So perhaps you go for the bomb here. And as fans saw in the 4th game of the season on the Jacksonville side, they completed 2, not just 1, but 2 Hail Mary plays. 1 for a touchdown at the end of the half, and 1 that was 1 foot from a touchdown that would have won it for Jacksonville.
They're putting Tony Brackens in on defense, plus a whole bunch of defensive backs.
How many is a whole bunch?
A lot. Well, let's see. 3, 6, 7 defensive backs.
4 wide receivers and Meggett for New England.
That's a whole bunch. 7.
Bledsoe down the field. Jefferson is open. Pushed out of bounds at the 2-yard line with 8 seconds left.
Dick, Friday afternoon, we were at practice. They had this exact situation. They ran this play, and I said, that'll never work. And this is Sean Jefferson, the sole receiver on that side, goes inside. The defender thinks he's going across the middle. He turns back out. Drew Bledsoe, great anticipation, throws the perfect pass.
Chris Hudson saved the touchdown, but also allowed plenty of room. And a injured player, Simmons for Jacksonville, the veteran defensive end, Clyde Simmons. So it'll be 8 seconds, no timeouts, and Natron Means limping off. And it would appear it would be a surprise if he is able to play much in the second half, the way he's limping. Jefferson, 3 catches for 80 yards to lead New England.
One of the things I don't like about the defense, number 1, is you're only rushing 3 guys. And when you rush 3 guys, you give the quarterback all the time in the world.
You do, Paul. You give him all the time. Look up top. 3 receivers. Here's Sean Jefferson. He goes way inside and breaks it out. And watch when Drew Bledsoe throws the football. Jefferson going down the field inside. He lets it go as the receiver is still moving across the field. That is good. That is really good preparation and planning and great execution.
Clyde Simmons injured as he tried to get to Bledsoe. Leaves under his own power. Now the call. Well, you thought you knew Bill Parcells. Phil, what's the call here?
Well, first off, Dick, the 4th down pass. He always says, and I've said this many times, these type of situations or games are not for the faint of heart. You got to make decisions. If they don't work, hey, you live with it. That's the way it is. And right here, there's no question. Well, who knows? You got to throw the football. You cannot take a chance with the run to surprise the defense here.
No, you really can't, because there are no timeouts. There's not a time to really set. And Bledsoe, when he's in a situation like this, the one guy that I think would like to throw the ball to would be Keith Byers out of the backfield.
Byers stays in the backfield. 3 wide receivers. To throw it away and save the sack. And with a sack, of course, that would have ended the half. So it was a very quick move by Bledsoe, and now the field goal unit comes on.
Jeff Lageman, number 56. He's had a great year, not numbers-wise, but playing-wise.
Uses his speed, jumps inside. The offensive lineman cannot get him blocked, and might have saved a touchdown because the receiver was open in the end zone.
Vinatieri with what amounts to an extra point from the 10-yard line, a 20-yard field goal attempt for this rookie who's had a solid year. It through easily, and the Patriots with a bonus 3 at the end of the first half. As they quickly move downfield in a minute and a half, they went 68 yards in 9 plays. The big pass to Jefferson to bolster their lead. Bill Parcells' team leaves the field ahead by 10. We'll send you to Greg Gumbel in the NFL on NBC halftime show after a message from the NFL and a word from your local station.
You know what it feels like to...
You see that rushing yards only 33 for Jacksonville. Total yards of both teams down from their performances through late in the season. And the game score 13-3 as we go down to Jim Gray.
All right, thank you very much, Dick. I spoke to Bill Parcells. He said no adjustments on defense. Very happy with the containment of Mark Brunell. He said the special teams have been great. He knew they would have to perform, and they have. He said offensively, we really need to get going. And he left his team with these words: guys, we've got to apply a knockout punch here in the second half, because every time this Jacksonville team has been down, they've found a way to come out. Let's put them away. Randy Cross.
Hey, Jim, Tom Coughlin at halftime said, hey, look, you can't give them 10 points on special teams. We got to take the game to them. They are taking the game to us, and offensively, we've had absolutely no continuity. Back up to you, Dick.
All right, Randy, and Jacksonville will kick it off to start the second half. So the Jaguars will have the win advantage in the third quarter, trailing 13-3. Hollis's kick sails to make it at the 5. Stopped at the 23-yard line by Jeff Cobb, who played with Boselli and quarterback Rob Johnson in Southern California. Here comes Drew Bledsoe, who made the big throws late in that first half to pad the lead to 13-3. Clyde Simmons, who was injured late in the first half, is back defensively for the Jaguars. Veteran who once led the NFL in sacks 4 years ago with 19 when playing with the Eagles. Bledsoe comes out throwing. Underneath, and completes to Terry Glenn. And the rookie has only his second catch, another one for short yardage. His catch in the first half was for 7 yards.
You know, Jeff Lageman told us yesterday that they don't panic when they get behind. Now, here's Clyde Simmons, and we're watching him now. He's on Armstrong, and he just really does not look like he has a lot of power. It's almost like he's just standing around.
5-yard gain on first down. As the Patriots come out in 2 tight ends, Coates and John Burke bookend the line. That's Coates in motion. Cross to Martin, and he's wrapped up just as he was going to kick for some good yardage, as the veteran Simmons had plenty left on that one to make a saving tackle. It'll be 3rd down and 4.
Well, Clyde Simmons, we've heard from the people that have to block him each week. He's all about power. Big, strong defensive end, does a good job of going down the line of scrimmage with the blocker. Sees the cutback, falls off the blocker.
They have. Said offensively, we really need to get going. And he left his team with these words: guys, we've got to apply a knockout punch here in the second half, because every time this Jacksonville team has been down, they've found a way to come out. Let's put them away. Randy Cross.
Hey, Jim, Tom Coughlin at halftime said, hey, look, you can't give them 10 points on special teams. We got to take the game to them. They are taking the game to us, and offensively, we've had absolutely no continuity. Back up to you, Dick.
All right, Randy, and Jacksonville will kick it off to start the second half. So the Jaguars will have the win advantage in the third quarter, trailing 13-3. Hollis's kick sails to make it at the 5. Stopped at the 23-yard line by Jeff Cobb, who played with Boselli and quarterback Rob Johnson in Southern California. Here comes Drew Bledsoe, who made the big throws late in that first half to pad the lead to 13-3. Clyde Simmons, who was injured late in the first half, is back defensively for the Jaguars. Veteran who once led the NFL in sacks 4 years ago with 19 when playing with the Eagles. Bledsoe comes out throwing. Underneath, and completes to Terry Glenn. And the rookie has only his second catch, another one for short yardage. His catch in the first half was for 7 yards.
You know, Jeff Loggeman told us yesterday that they don't panic when they get behind. Now, here's Clyde Simmons, and we're watching him now. He's on Armstrong, and he just really does not look like he has a lot of power. It's almost like he's just standing around.
5-yard gain on first down. As the Patriots come out in 2 tight ends, Coates and John Burke bookend the line. That's Coates in motion. Cross to Martin, and he's wrapped up just as he was going to kick for some good yardage, as the veteran Simmons had plenty left on that one to make a saving tackle. It'll be 3rd down and 4.
Well, Clyde Simmons, we've heard from the people that have to block him each week. He's all about power. Big, strong defensive end, does a good job of going down the line of scrimmage with the blocker, sees the cutback, falls off the blocker, makes the tackle.
Playing with a strained back, we understand, Simmons, but will continue. And 3rd and 4. To Coates, to Meggett, incomplete. Meggett drifting out into the flat, and so 3 and out for the Patriots on their first possession of this second half.
You know, I think I was saying about Loggeman. We asked him, you're down 12 in Denver last week. What did you guys panic? What did you say on the sideline? He said, all we said to defense is, let's get the ball back to the offense more time. The more we get it to them, the better chance they have of winning.
Loggeman, the ex-Jet, University of Virginia, one of the leaders, one of the real veteran voices on this young Jacksonville team. Tupa line drive, dies in the wind. Hudson, who's had his problems, gets out of the way, and the ball will die at the 35-yard line. Ray Lucas there to cover a 36-yard punt, and we have a timeout.
With the exclusive driver control system, a little security in an insecure world.
American Express, how can I help you?
How can I help you?
Oh, sure. Of course we help small businesses.
Why don't we start with your cash flow?
Always the real thing. Always Coca-Cola. By Chevrolet Trucks, the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road. And by the new Coors Light Wide Mouth can. Tap the Rockies with a smoother pour.
Back with 60,000 fans at Foxborough Stadium, and Natron Means returns to the lineup. He'll try it here in the second half. Only 11 yards production after 3 brilliant games that preceded this one. Fake to me. Trying to throw it away, and it's deflected off the hands of McCardell. No, it's Derek Brown who had his aim after it, and incomplete, and Brunell almost sacked.
What a terrific job by Willie McGinnis. He doesn't go for the fake. He's at the top of your screen. He keeps, watch this, he stays outside of Mark Brunell because Derek Brown is wide open. But he doesn't allow Mark Brunell to throw the ball over him. A good job of Willie McGinnis.
What Willie McGinnis is doing is showing patience, Phil. I mean, he says, my job, I've got to get to Brunell and force him to throw the football, and that's exactly what he's doing.
The left-handed Brunell invariably rolls left, and so McGinnis right into his position. Brunell, that should be a flag. No one near the play for Jacksonville, but no flag down. As Brunell now is 1 for the last 10, 0 for of the last 7.
Well, Willie McGinnis, he's probably tired of hearing about Tony Pacelli. Even though there's a big difference in size, he has the speed. That time he beats Pacelli to the outside and gets to the quarterback.
There they are as members of the University of Southern California Trojans. Pacelli, McGinnis. McGinnis, I guess, apparently had some real good practice sessions against Pacelli. 3rd and 10. Now has an open man and a first down to McCardell. Keenan McCardell. His grandmother named him after her favorite actor, Keenan Wynn.
The one thing that Kevin Gilbride has brought to this offense of Jacksonville, receivers run down the field, they read the coverage, hey, it's open, stay right there. Mark Brunell read the same thing, throws the ball in there.
13 yards and a first down at the 49. Gilbride, the offensive coordinator. 13-3, New England, early here in the second half as Brunell trying to fight through this noise to change plays. Dumps it, complete to the tight end Mitchell, who struggles to the 44-yard line. His 5th catch of the game. Ted Johnson and Chris Slade make the tackle.
Dick, let's go back to the Pacelli and Willie McGinnis story. You know, when they were in college, he didn't want to go up against Pacelli. He said, you know, well, you're only a freshman. I want to go against the seniors and the juniors.
Harlow.
Yeah, I want to go against Harlow. And it got Pacelli upset, and they had to. Well, they didn't get in a fight.
Chicken fight, you know, a lot of scratching, you know, that kind of stuff.
Reunited here in this AFC Championship game as opponent 2nd and 3. Well, it looked like Means was juggling the ball on the handoff and then barrels close to the 40. It's near a first down.
Natron Means is hurt. He's limping, walking to the huddle from everything. Watch here. He's too worried about his ankle and everything else. He can't even get the handoff in. If I was a coach, I would take him out and put in Stewart because he was productive in the first half.
Means stays in. 10 tries for only 15 yards. He did get the first down at the New England 40. 11 minutes left in the 3rd. Throw in a hurry as Chris Slade all over the quarterback of Jacksonville.
Well, I'm telling you, that's about as close to throwing a ball away as I've seen, Phil.
Well, also, watch Chris Slade again from the outside. Do not let the left-handed quarterback come this way. And it's Jacksonville. It's time to give that play up. Your quarterback's going to get hurt because every time they have run it so far today, they've hit Mark Brunell, and it's been incomplete.
I think Mike Dick is right. Maybe he better start rolling a little bit to his right instead of his left.
Slade really had a big second half of the season, quiet the first half. New England, who started 0-2. Means his first full head of steam to the 31, a gain of 9. First time he's really been able to get to full speed, such as it is with a bad ankle.
Well, you just look at him when he goes up in the middle, too, Phil, is that he didn't have to cut or anything. It was just a direct, straight run. Here's the handoff, and here comes Means.
Inside trap, they spread the defense. Only Natron Means in the backfield. A good job by Rich Tilsky's cross-blocking, creating a hole for Natron Means.
Means out, James Stewart in on 3rd and 1. Stewart to the 30, and it'll be very close. Depends on the spot. Scooter Magruder, an extra defensive back in to get a piece of the ball carrier. As Tom Coughlin surveys the line.
Well, it looks short.
It's got to get on the line, and I really don't think there's much of a decision. I think you're in 4-down territory. Your defense is playing extremely well. Go ahead. You need 7. You don't need 3.
Look at Coughlin, who was an assistant coach with the Giants under Parcells for 3 years. He grew up in New York between Rochester and Syracuse. Was a big Syracuse fan. Jim Brown was his hero as a kid. He played at Syracuse with Ben Schwartzholder. Chain link short. They're going to go for it. They bring in some extra blockers.
You bet. I mean, this shows confidence in your offensive team, and you got to let these guys go ahead and play this game. First of all, it would be about a 47-yard field goal. I like the call.
The wind at the back, but it's a cornering wind that makes it really difficult to judge from long distance, so they go for it 4th and inches. Big play for the young Jaguars. 9th play of the drive. It appeared he was able to lurch forward. Well, let's see. The spot isn't that good.
I thought he got over the yardage line for the first down
on the second effort, but they're not spotting it there.
No, they're marking it short of the chalk.
If they use the line judge, Larry Upson, number 37, on this side of the field, where he was marking the ball, was beyond the 30-yard line.
Oh, they spotted it well.
Oh, they moved it back.
Didn't make it.
I thought Brunell got after that second surge, the continuous effort.
Oh, they didn't make it.
No, not there. They didn't make it.
Boy, let's see it again.
Watch Mark Brunell. See if he gets up to the yardage stripe. Well, let's tell you what. That's a pretty good mark, Dick. I think they're right.
New England takes over on downs. He actually lost an inch.
That was a good job of the interior defensive linemen. They drove the offensive linemen back in the backfield. Mark Brunell never got a chance to get going forward.
And it's Bill Parcells' defense, as it was last week against Pittsburgh, shining in Foxborough.
It's the only one out there.
Quarterback, and that's why that play didn't work.
And the mark was made from the far sidelines, and it appeared that he might have gotten the nose of the ball on the line, but not seen by the far official who marked the ball. Across the backfield is Curtis Martin by Eddie Robinson. And Eddie Robinson, number 50, who played at Houston for his first 4 years. Quite a story. His dad is the supervisor coordinating events and facilities at the Louisiana Superdome. So Eddie Robinson wants to go to the Super Bowl where his dad's one of the bosses right there in the building. Terrific student. He has 6 tackles tonight and went to college to Alabama State on an academic scholarship, was a chemistry major. Walk-on football. 2nd down. Bledsoe throws back into the slot. Glenn wrapped up at the 33-yard line by Hardy and Hall.
Boy, is that a sensational play by Hardy, number 51, the linebacker. I mean, he gets outside. We saw Bruschi and other guys make great plays. It's almost like the same play that Bruschi made. But watch Hardy, 51. He goes out, he reads it right now, and watch this play he makes. He's got to make the tackle, and he does. Very nice.
Hardy, the 2nd player selected in this year's draft out of Illinois. His teammate Simeon Rice picked next, the 3rd player. Performed brilliantly at Arizona. Fumbled snap, and Bledsoe moves it forward to the 35-yard line. Jacksonville says they've taken it away. Eddie Robinson has the ball. The officials are still scouting through the pile, and here's Robinson on this side, and Jimmy Markwright says it's Jacksonville's ball.
This had ugly written all over it.
No whistle.
What happened is the ball is snapped before the center snaps it before he should have, because no offensive lineman moved. Drew Bledsoe was surprised.
But you can be in control.
He catches it.
Well, look at the linemen. They're all standing there. Wallbaugh's the only guy that moves. And Bledsoe never knew it was coming.
And as he's going forward, that must be when he fumbles. A good job by Drew Bledsoe catching the ball when he's not expecting it. And he's going forward. The ball is already coming out as he's going down.
Either William Roberts is deaf or he didn't get the signal.
And Tom Coughlin says there's the break we need. And it was Eddie Robinson who recovered it for Jacksonville at the 37. Natron plowing his way for 9 on 1st down. Mark Wheeler made the tackle.
Now Natron did not look injured that time. He had a little jump to him, made a couple good cuts. And once he gets running downhill, watch out. You can see Rich Tilsky, number 76, does a good job of blocking. Lachey Masson kicks it out. And Natron Means does a good job of getting upfield with the football.
First down at the 24-yard line with 7:38 left in the third quarter. Jacksonville trailing here at New England 13-3.
And it doesn't surprise you, does it, Phil, the patience of Jacksonville? I mean, we just know that talking to Tom Coughlin, we get the ball enough times that this defense gets this ball back to our offense. We can make some things happen.
Well, Paul, the running game, the way they call the games has turned their season around. Not as many turnovers, not the penalties, still scoring points. So, hey, it's done this for you. Don't change that formula until it gives you no chance to win. And so far, right now, they're still in the game.
Last couple of carries for Means, he's gained more than the entire first half. Means hit in the backfield and dropped for a loss of a couple. Mark Wheeler and Pio Sangapulatelli, the two tackles making the play.
Willie McGinnis is playing some kind of football game.
Willie McGinnis, the tackle inside. What he's doing, he is just using his speed and just beating the blockers to the punch and getting in the backfield and making the plays.
McGinnis slowed him up, and Wheeler and Sangapulatelli finishes off Means, a loss of 2. 2nd and 12. Stewart on the backfield. Stewart driving to the 21-yard line. Todd Collins, the tackler. James Stewart, 4th running back taken a year ago in the draft behind Kachana Carter, Tyrone Wheatley, and Napoleon Kaufman. And rushed for 525 to lead the team last year and 723 yards this year. Led the team with 8 rushing touchdowns, and he was injured in the Baltimore game, and that's when Means got his chance. One of the Patriots might have leaned offside where they pulled off. Very late flag.
False start, number 83, offense. 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
Pete Mitchell, the tight end, and as it turns out, that becomes a good penalty for Jacksonville because they were tackled for a loss on 3rd down.
Pete Mitchell in a hurry to get down the field to catch that pass and get a 1st down.
But, you know, Dick is absolutely right. That was a good penalty because that play was going absolutely nowhere.
They lose the 5 yards on the penalty, but they get the 3rd down back. Lightly called game. Penalty's not a factor. Brunell from the shotgun. Scrambles. Looks for a block. Leaps. What an effort and a 1st down inside the 15. That's the Mark Brunell, and has just excited that entire first coast in northern Florida. What a play.
Scooter Magruder said, where did he go? Watch Brunell.
Yeah, it really puts you in a tough position if you're a defensive back. You don't know when he's going to finally pull the ball down and run it. Wow. That is really some athletic play and a decision. Hey, he wants that 1st down. That's the only way he can get it, so he goes over top.
1st down at the 14. Means back in the lineup with Mitchell in motion. Not much. Close to the 11, maybe the 10-yard line before 3 or 4 Patriots can drag him down, led by Todd Collins.
You know, that's got to be a really, an embarrassing thing. Look at Brunell here. This guy can run. He's the best runner in pro football, and that last run was just proof of it.
Just underline that, Paul. He led all quarterbacks in rushing again this year as he did last, nearly 400 yards, and led the NFL in passing yardage as well. 2nd down, 7. Number 75, Pio Sangapulatelli, who was born in America, Samoa, family of 12, a 297-pounder from San Diego State.
You know, the one thing about that Brunell run, and just to belabor the point, Dick, is when he was running with the football, he knew where the 1st down marker was. He knew where he had to go. That's smart football.
On this drive since the fumble recovery. 7 straight runs by the Jaguars, and now they look at 3rd down and long. 3rd and 8. Stewart in. Into the flat. Stewart Tom Coughlin sends out the field goal unit. Not happy about it, but wants to be sure the 3 to stay within a touchdown.
That's one of those plays you dump it to the back knowing he doesn't have a first down, Phil, and you hope he can pick it up on his own.
Hollis kicked one from 32 yards early in the second quarter. This one 28. And it's a 13-6 game. So all the points have been scored off miscues, misplays, except for the field goal at the end of the half by New England. So New England will have the ball at the 31 with a 7-point lead late in the third. Oh, my.
This is Pizza Hut employee memo number 4. Consider this a pep talk. In fact, consider this a pepperoni talk. Same thing, because this is the pepperoni all of America's talking about. And why not? It's meatier, crispier. We never had a pepperoni like this before. No one has. We've, well, reinvented the thing. So while the mention of pepperoni isn't normally the kind of thing that...
Late in the third, New England with a touchdown lead. This is a memorable day, a historic day in the NFL. 11 years ago, it was New England winning at Miami to win the AFC Championship. Remember the Patriots on their way to the Super Bowl? Raymond Berry took them 3 straight road wins as a wild card. And 28 years ago, on this day, January 12th, Super Bowl III, and Joe Namath and the Jets with the big shocker. Pass into the flat for Glenn, covered by Dana Hall, incomplete. When you think about this game, if you take away that early punting mistake by Jacksonville, where they gave the ball to New England at their own 4-yard line for an easy touchdown, we've had 2 field goals aside since.
Well, a game where everybody, I think the perception was it's going to be offense, and maybe early in the year it was, but what has happened late in the year, both of these teams, their defenses have become very sound, and we're seeing that today.
Blitz on Bledsoe. They pick it up well, and Bledsoe finds an open man. And a first down at the 42. So an offense that has been struggling here in the third, picks up 11 and a first down.
Well, Jacksonville sends a blitz. Watch the linebackers crossing inside. It's picked up very well, and what it does, it creates a hole down the field for the wide receiver.
Good job by Woolabaugh, the center. He picked off both of them.
Excellent job. New England, wide blitz them. I think they're one of the best teams in the league at picking up the blitzing defenses.
Make it in. He goes into the back. He gets the ball. Fights for that extra yardage to the 49. Close to a first down. Hardy and the tacklers.
I love to watch Dave Meggett play football. I mean, when he's with the Giants, I mean, you talk about a guy, they all do, but I mean, a guy that gives you 100% every single time he steps on the field. When he catches this ball, watch what he does afterward. He takes a shot by McManus right here. Bam! But then watch what he does. I got to get another yard at least out of it.
2nd down and 1. Meggett out. Martin back in. And it's Martin. First down at the 43. Back to Dave Meggett, Phil. You played with him. Was he always that upbeat? He's got that big smile, the effervescent personality.
Dick, I swear I've never seen it any other way. And Paul, you talk about him. It's not only that he's so good physically, mentally, and I mean, he's maybe the sharpest player I've ever played with. He knows what's going on with everybody, and I've said this story a couple times. He actually called audibles for me every once in a while when he's in the backfield with me.
He gets the call on the draw, and little guy churns out 4 more yards. In other words, he'd look at the defense, and he would call a play for you?
Oh, I'd be in the shotgun formation. He'd be next to me, and the defense would be showing a blitz or whatever, and I'd be back there choking. I couldn't figure out what to do, and Dave would go, block 84. Hey, yeah, block 80. I call the play, throw it down the field, get the completion, and, you know, coaches say, great job, and I, yeah, okay, thanks.
You know, the worst part about it, though, the next day in the meeting, he was so embarrassed he had to tell everybody that Megan did it. He was going to take credit for it.
That's right.
So the final seconds of the third quarter tick off the Foxborough clock. It's 13-6 New England, with the Patriots owning the ball, driving here in the fourth. We take this break for your local station. Well, the journey is to New Orleans, as Paul Frey's trying to keep a leg warm as we Again, reiterate that 4 men 4 years ago began a journey, and now we're in the 4th quarter for the Super Bowl. Patriots lead 13-6. Second down, 9 New England at the Jacksonville 43. Bledsoe in the middle, deflected in the air, incomplete, and that went up for grabs for a moment. Coates, the intended receiver. Clyde Simmons applied pressure on Bledsoe.
Well, I'll tell you, Curtis Martin did a great job in picking up the blitz. He just stayed right in the backfield, and he just got on Robinson. Look, you see number 28 right in front of Bledsoe. That's a great play.
I think the ball got tipped by Jeff Loggeman and got his hand on it just enough, made it hit Ben Coates, and hey, when the ball goes up in the air in the middle of the field, you're lucky if it's not intercepted.
Bledsoe 14 for 24 in the game, but only 144 yards. 1 interception, 1 fumble. He's under pressure. Hit as he throws. Incomplete. Intended for Terry Glenn. Good coverage by Jacksonville.
Oh, Tony Brackens is coming from the outside, Phil. Tony Brackens, just take a look at him. He's just making a run around. He's the guy that really gets close to Bledsoe, and then he gets nailed inside. But, you know, Bracken's the guy that forced Bledsoe to step up inside.
And then Simmons put pressure on him. So Tupa to punt. You see that very quick getting the ball off. Hudson at the 10. Tupa just punches one toward the sidelines, and the wind's going to carry it wide and not a play inside the 20-yard line as we have a timeout.
AT&T presents A World Without Limits. What team has led the league in scoring defense 11 times, an all-time NFL record? Stay tuned.
What do you get? Noon, a big NBA on NBC doubleheader. First game, Alonzo Mourning and Miami against Orlando's Magic. And then game 2, Jordan, Pippen, Rodman, the Bulls against Sir Charles. Clyde the Glide, Hakeem, and the Rockets. A doubleheader starting at 12 noon Eastern.
Is Rodman going to play in the wedding dress? I can't wait to see him do that. I just think he's going to do it one of these days.
Clock, it starts, and then at 5 after the doubleheader, the final round of the Bob Hope Chrysler Classic, a big Sunday next week for you here on NBC Sports. From the 14, Jacksonville, 86 long yards away from a tying touchdown. Brunell scrambling and sliding at the 20-yard line. They'll spot it at the 19. A gain of 4. 6 times he's run the ball for 33 yards today. Brunell getting his call from Gilbride. Picked up from Green Bay after 2 years at Green Bay, backing up Brett Favre. And actually, he was the second quarterback. Ty Detmer was third. And the defense of New England drawing a whitewash the last 5 quarters. The last 5 games in the second half. They're able to get to the line of scrimmage. Todd Collins playing a big game today.
Boy, Todd Collins just reads the play. You talk about the linebacker coming down the line of scrimmage and just following the ball carrier. The key to this whole thing is watch 59, and he keeps the ball carrier in front of him. Don't let the ball carrier cut back. See how he's in front? And then he steps up and hits Neutron Means. What a beautiful play.
6th tackle for Collins in the game. Played at Carson Newman after starting at Georgia. Played at Tennessee. And Carson Newman finally, where he graduated. 3rd down for Brunell. He goes long down the field. And it's caught by Jimmy Smith. No, he dropped it when he hit the ground. Could not hang on. Very tough chance with that wind as Smith got his hands on it, couldn't pull it in.
I think that's what happened, but the last 10 or 15 yards, sitting up above the field, you could see the ball start to flutter just a little, because you can see Jimmy Smith, he's ahead of Otis Smith. He's got him beat. Not able to hold on to it once he hit the ground.
Smith getting his chance as a full-time starter when Andre Rison was released in midseason, and Rison now playing for Green Bay will go to a Super Bowl. His lifetime dream, and in many ways this Jacksonville team was critical to their rallying from 3-7 at their bye. Rison was critical of the communications process. They wanted to get Smith in anyway more, so they let Rison go. And in a way, his going public forced coaches and players to get together. And from that point on, they lost only 2 games and made the playoffs. High into the wind. That one won't go very far. Meggett fair catch at the 44-yard line. 38-yard punt, no return. 13 minutes and change remaining in the fourth quarter.
This is Dick. Dick is a creative superstar and the man behind the advertising you're about to witness. We gave Dick a 6-pack of Miller Lite and a blank piece of paper and asked him to create a
He is brought to you by Jeep, makers of the Jeep brand Cherokee, Cherokee and Wrangler. By Staples, the office superstore. By Nike. And by Miller Lite, who invites you to sit back and enjoy a Miller time.
Home of the Patriots, and New England a quarter away from the Super Bowl in a meeting with the Green Bay Packers. But here in the second half, 3 possessions, 2 punts, and a fumble. The fumble leading to a Jacksonville field goal. Bledsoe throws to the flat, and a diving catch made by Terry Glenn. Boy, a tough catch with that win. A gain of 9 as Glenn. No, now they're saying no catch. Initially ruled complete.
I'll tell you who rolls it incomplete is the umpire. Because they roll a complete over on the side, but the umpire in the middle of the field rolls it not complete.
Man,
there's the ball down on the ground. What an excellent call by the umpire.
The eyes of six officials paying off on that call. 2nd and 10. Very quiet over the middle. And a short gain for Curtis Martin. Eddie Robinson makes another defensive play for Jacksonville. A gain of only a yard, maybe 2. Ray Perkins, the offensive coordinator.
Well, Ray Perkins up there trying to get this offense in sync. And I'll tell you what, they've tried everything today. They've thrown screens, they got draws, different running plays. They've done it all. Nothing is really working. So you're the offensive coordinator. You just keep trying until you finally get something that this team can respond to and get back in rhythm.
Bledsoe on 3rd down. Hit as he throws and caught a big 3rd down throw. They'd made only 1 of 9 3rd down conversions until that throw to Sean Jefferson, who's over 100 yards on the day. Check that, 91 yards now for Jefferson.
Well, Sean Jefferson really does a good job. Gets inside, holds his ground, and then goes down and protects the football. Really a good job by the receiver.
Mickey Washington saying that he pushed off of him, but look at Bledsoe finally get a chance to step up and throw.
Well, that's the key, Paul. He stepped up. He created a little opportunity. Gave himself about a half a second more to deliver the football.
Martin behind Bledsoe. Fake to him. Bledsoe throws out to Byers, and Byers unable to turn upfield as Kevin Hardy zeroed in on the tackle.
I'll tell you one thing about these linebackers from Jacksonville. When these guys hit you, you go down. I mean, there's no bouncing off. We saw Robinson on one side. He hit Meggett. He goes down. Then Hardy back on this side. Keith Byers comes out. Watch the hit. Watch where Byers ends up. He's hitting at the 39 or 41, and he knocks him back to the 44.
That's like hitting a guard right there, too. Keith Byers is a big running back.
Hardy is 246 pounds. All-America at Illinois. 2nd and 6. On the roll, Bledsoe. Some running room. And a first down for Curtis Martin. Finally brought down by Yurkovich and Robinson. 11 more. And they're close to field goal range with a 7-point lead and less than 11 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter.
Well, it's a good job by the Patriots. It's a play-action fake one way. Bledsoe moves to the right. Then he looks back to the left. The defense is all coming to the right, expecting the pass to go that way. That's the reason why Curtis Martin is so wide open.
Scott Zolak, the backup quarterback, encouraging Bledsoe. Batted in the air and still completed to Glenn. Short yardage, a gain of 4 to the 25-yard line. As Jeff Lageman got a mitt on the Bledsoe pass and knocked it in the air.
That's the 3rd pass that's been knocked up in the air. One was intercepted. Another one fell in the middle of the field, and that one the Patriots caught.
It's just a good job by Jeff Lageman. He's blocked. He has nowhere to go. Hey, you see the quarterback getting ready to throw, stop and, try to jump up and knock it down.
Could have been a huge play for Jacksonville going the other way. Second down. Tackled at the 23-yard line by Lageman.
Jeff Lageman, again, we go back to Tom Coughlin talking about him. What a great year he's had for Jacksonville, and really not the numbers, but yet when we talked to him yesterday, I mean, he loves being where he is. He said it's the only place he's ever been where and the Jets never happened. He got fined. He got fined here twice.
10 seconds late cost him a couple hundred for a practice. 10 seconds, he said. I was on the field, but I didn't beat the whistle. Bledsoe escapes and then has to eat it, tried to throw it away, and that could be a loose ball. They may rule that a fumble, and if so, Jacksonville, it is a fumble. Easy. Fisher's having a tough time holding off the late men in, but it was a definite fumble, and whoever comes up with it, it'll either be 4th down New England or 1st down Jacksonville. And New England, that is a big recovery. Frustrating the head man of the Jaguars. Davey and Robinson made the hit on Bledsoe.
It's really a good job of timing again. Watch Eddie Robinson, the blitz coming by the Jacksonville Jaguars. Dave Meggett, he's going to step up. Boom, he makes the hit. Drew Bledsoe tries to make the play down the field.
The big break comes when it goes off the foot of Dave Meggett. And it, of course, then goes forward, which will make this a shorter field goal attempt.
I'll tell you that Eddie Robinson, what a job he just did. He got blocked at the line of scrimmage, stayed with it, got back, and got Bledsoe. I mean, that's called determination.
Robinson is given a sack on the play. He's had a superb game for Jacksonville. Tom Coughlin arguing about what we can only guess. So Adam Vinatieri, who made this Patriot team this summer as a free agent out of South Dakota State after he kicked for Amsterdam in the World League. And this young man from Rapid City, Iowa, with one of the smallest shoes in football. He wears a little size 8, he says. We'll try to hit the sweet spot and give New England a long field goal. It'll be 46 yards in a tricky wind for a 10-point lead. Hooking, no good. Wide to the left. That's the angle that the wind is blowing, and it carried it wide.
And Dick, it was into the wind, so he tried to give it that little bit extra, and that's what makes it go left.
Oh, the Jaguars, the Cinderellas of the American Football Conference, still within a touchdown. 8:42 remaining in Foxborough.
American Express, how can I help you?
Mr. Carter, I have you booked on the next flight to Taipei.
Confirmed on that flight to New York.
If they were American Express traveler's checks, there'll be no problem.
That's no problem.
I'll have your medicine sent to your hotel right away.
Right now, you have just over 2,000 membership rewards points.
Maybe you'd like to speak to one of our financial advisors.
Financial advisor.
Talk to me about where you want to be when you retire.
I reserved 4 seats. Will there be anything else?
Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, American Express helps you do more.
If you're an office manager, you have one thing on your mind.
Morning, Linda.
The price of supplies.
Hey, Linda, do you like this picture of me and my boyfriend?
Oh, this is all wrong.
Come on, relax. You know you're saving money shopping at Staples. Focus on other things.
Linda.
Save money at Staples on 7,000 office supplies at the guaranteed low price. Staples. Yeah, we've got that.
Jacksonville winning its last 5 regular season games to go 9-7 to get in the playoffs, and have won the last 2 by the same score, 30-27 in the playoffs. Rallied 7 down at Buffalo in the 4th. They were down early, 12-0 at Denver last week. Won both games. They take over on the missed field goal at their own 37. Brunell fires complete, and still on his feet is Keenan McCardell, finally brought down by Willie Clay, of first down.
You know, the one thing, Phil, it just seems like the receivers haven't had problems catching this ball, even though it's cold.
Well, the fact that they got these sticky gloves on really help a lot, Paul, but it is a good catch. When they've had chances to get their hands on it, they're holding on to it.
McCardell going to the Pro Bowl, the only representative from Jacksonville after his 85-catch season. James Stewart to the New England 46-yard line, maybe a yard on the play. Todd Collins, another tackle. 26-year-old Mark Brunell against 24-year-old Drew Bledsoe, and Bledsoe with the better numbers, although he did throw the one interception on the deflection. Second down, a long 8. In motion, the tight end underneath, and wide open is Mitchell. No one picked him up, and he has a first down at the 33. Collins again, the tackler.
Well, they get caught most of the time when a tight end goes across the formation. They go out in the flat. He keep going to the right. This time he stops, comes back across the formation. No linebacker there to pick him up.
Looks like Tom Collins, number 59, is sitting on the outside. You're absolutely right, waiting for him to break outside, and he doesn't do it.
Mitchell now with 6 catches, 56 yards. 13-6 New England. Less than 7 remaining in the 4th quarter. Out of the backfield to Stewart. 30, and tripped up at the 26-yard line as Chris Slade got just enough of an ankle to knock him down.
You know, one thing about Brunell is he's staying in the pocket, Phil. I mean, but he's throwing quick passes.
Well, Tony Baselli, you can stay in the pocket when you have guys that protect you like this. And
how about that one-hand grab? He got to buy the jersey with the right hand, and it buried him.
When Tony Baselli gets his arms extended, a defensive end or pass rusher has no chance.
Second and short. Safety blitz. Throws complete. And McCardell was one man from a touchdown. McCardell, as Brunell hit as he throws, and has a cut hand.
Well, good timing by the New England Patriots. Jacksonville Jaguars. Tom Coughlin has the same system as the New England Patriots. Watch the blitzers come up the middle. Boom, they're both picked up. There is pressure in the quarterback's face because he's got to adjust the route, and he hits his hand either in the back, on the top of the helmet, or the back of one of the players.
First down at the New England 17. Brunell 4 for 4 on this drive. Gives to Stewart. James Stewart is to the 10-yard line. A gain of 7 on first down. And Jacksonville is 10 yards from a tying touchdown.
Boy, did they get a great block from Ben Coleman, the left guard. He pulled out and just cut down on the outside and opened that hole.
Means in, James Stewart out. This drive, remember, started back at the Jacksonville 37 after the missed field goal by Adam Vinatieri. Timeout. Now, hold on now. There is not a timeout call. 5:12 and the clock is running. Tom Coughlin's young Chargers from Jacksonville. Through his own blocker and burrows to the 6-yard line, and that looks good enough for first down. Ted Johnson, the middle backer, with a tackle.
You know, we talked to Coughlin about the Buffalo Bill game, and he told you, Phil, that he said, I had a plan and I thought I could win that game. Then we went to Denver last week and he told you what? I don't know.
Well, he says they're pretty good. I haven't figured it out yet. I hope the game starts and we find a way to win, and they did. His quarterback just created so many good opportunities for him. And that's pretty common in the NFL. Quarterback getting his hand hit, bleeding, things like that, because it's a throwing hand, and you really can't protect it once it goes forward.
First and goal for Jacksonville.
So now, yes, when we talked to him yesterday about this game, He just said, hey, I know one thing. And it goes back to the Denver game. We cannot make any mistakes against Bill Parcells' team. We know they're going to try to put it on the ground and run it down our throats, and we hope we can make them pass the football and not make any major mistakes.
Grama building. Final 4.5 minutes of the fourth. 13-6 New England. First and goal, Jacksonville. Outside the 6-yard line. To the 5. A yard gain, that's all. Number 97, Mark Wheeler, was there first. Wheeler, an unrestricted free agent pickup from Tampa Bay.
Well, that was an awful good play by Mark Wheeler. That time they had the tight end leading up inside. They had the defensive front of New England pushed back. It could have been a good play, but on the backside, Mark Wheeler hustles through and makes the play.
Tight formation with a tight end. Mitchell split out to the right. Second and goal. Brunell under the end zone. Intercepted by Willie Clay. They call him Big Play Clay. Oh, my.
As a quarterback throwing routes across the field, you've got to see in front of the receiver. Mark Brunell never looked in front of Derek Brown. Willie Clay from the backside. He's going to come from the right. From the backside, comes across, makes the interception.
Clay, who led the Patriots in the regular season with 4 interceptions, denies Jacksonville.
It has the most powerful gas and diesel engines of any full-size pickup. It has the most available payload and towing. It has the roomiest cab of all. And better resale value than Ford, Chevy, or GMC. It's the truck that wrote a whole new rule book. Now available in a leather-bound edition. Dodge Ram. The rules have changed.
That brother can play the
flute. Super Bowl party. We're definitely going to have to cut that gas.
That's right. We got to make some cuts. First up, Tara Banks. I know she's in. Michael Johnson. My man. Tiger Woods. Lisa Leslie. George Gerber. Ken Griffin Jr. Barry Sanders. Cy Richardson. You know, he played the sergeant in double action.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's in.
The man's a lesbian. And last on the list, Charles Barkley. Dear Charles, my dog ate the phone book.
Only from Domino's, new garlic crunch crust pizza, roasted garlic. Baked right into our classic hand-tossed dough, then sprinkled with Parmesan crunchies all around the edge. It's a delicate blend of herbs and garlic in every steaming bite. Wow. Call now and ask for our new garlic crunch crust or any large one-topping pizza, just $9.99, and get any second one-topping pizza, $4.99.
For hot and wild, call Domino's.
Jacksonville driving 58 yards to the 5 of New England, only to be intercepted. All for naught. To Byers. Byers fighting to get a half yard. Mark Brunell, only a second year as a starting quarterback. His reaction tells it all. The mistake of a young quarterback.
Well, the thing that goes through your mind is you sit there and you think they put me in a position to win this, to at least tie this football game, and I gave it back to him.
Well, he might have another chance, though, so you got to go to the sideline. As a quarterback, remain positive. Think if you get, hey, give me one more chance, I'll get it done.
3 minutes exactly left in this fourth quarter. 2nd and 9. Stays in bounds, a heady play, a gain of 4 to the 25. It'll be 3rd down and 5. Kevin Hardy made the play, and Jacksonville will spend a timeout here with 2:49 left. They've got the 2-minute timeout and 2 timeouts of their own left. Tom Coughlin's miracle workers from North Florida. Will they get another chance?
Which pickup, do you suppose, has the most powerful gasoline engine, the most powerful diesel, the most cab room, the most available towing,
the most available payload, better resale value than Ford, Chevy, or GMC. If you guessed Dodge Ram, you hit it right on the nose. Dodge Ram. The rules have changed.
Taste that won't fill you up but never let you down. Make it a Bud Light.
The golden age of small business has arrived, and with it, the Gold Corporate Optima card, new from American Express. It allows you to extend payments to manage your cash flow with a low introductory APR of 8.9% and a credit line of up to $20,000, all with no annual fee. It's the perfect match for today's small businesses. The Gold Corporate Optima card. Let American Express give you the power to do more.
Tonight, it's an all-new Third Rock. Looks like Dick's doing a little research.
I'm finding out what happens when the spit hits the fan.
Better hang tight. This show's big, with guests Mike Ditka and Wayne Knight, plus Harry as Mrs. Dupchick.
Sure.
Hello. Then a special Sunday Men Behaving Badly. Great. Must-see comedy NBC tonight.
3rd and 6, defensive coordinator Dick Duran, a defensive back with the Lions most of his career, has made his call, trying to get the ball away from Bledsoe. 3rd and 6, into the incomplete to Byers, so that stops the clock. 2:46 left. Jacksonville has 2 timeouts and a 2-minute warning, and they're going to get the ball.
Man, is that a big play. That stops the clock. 2:46. They still have 2 timeouts and a 2-minute. In real reality, they have 3 timeouts remaining.
Tupa to punt. He's done a solid job with the wind conditions today. He has whatever advantage there is on this kick and sends one toward Hudson at the 34. 40. And knocked down at the 43, 44-yard line. 42-yard punt, 9 on the return by Hudson. Mark Brunell does get another chance.
He gets another chance, Dick. He has plenty of time. Not only that, it makes your decision-making now as a quarterback is so much easier because you have 4 downs now. It's automatic 4-down situation, so that changes the way you think. You don't have to take those chances.
You have time to run the ball.
Yes, you do. You can still run the
football. On this side of the 2-minute warning.
Alvaro on the sidelines calling the defensive plays now, along with Bill Belichick. 1st and 58 for Jacksonville. To tie. Draw. Stewart. Fumble the ball and recovered by New England. It's Otis Smith. Smith for a touchdown. He had a couple of touchdowns on pass interceptions with the Philadelphia Eagles, and he picks up the loose ball at midfield, 47 yards on the return. James Stewart trying to get that extra, knocked free from the ball. Then it turned extra point, and New England is 2 minutes and 24 seconds away from a trip to New Orleans.
Well, it's appropriate. The defense has been spectacular the whole day. They make the play here that possibly could win the game for them. Chris Slade, number 53, pulled it out. Otis Smith catches it on the fly.
You know the one thing about this play, this was a tremendous play. This was a draw play, but Slade is the guy that really makes the play. Gets his arm in, knocked the ball out. Smith with the touchdown. That is great defense.
Chris Slade, you can see him to the right as he comes, hits it from behind. That's what makes James Stewart fumble.
It's very mindful of a game in the 80s in Denver when Jeremiah Castile stripped Ernest Biner of the Cleveland Browns as the Browns were only 3 yards away from a possible Super Bowl chance, and Denver went on to the big party.
Just didn't expect it today. You know, the perception was it was going to be offense, and both defenses have been solid all day, but New England has really been, they've had an awesome game today.
What did Tom Coughlin say to us? Did you think about the scores? The punter being tackled on the 4-yard line, touchdown. The punt return guy fumbling the ball, field goal. And here's another one. Now there's 20 points. A fumble recovery in the air for another touchdown. That's 17 out of the 20 points, basically on turnovers.
So the New England Patriots have not allowed a touchdown in the 2 playoff games. Pittsburgh managing 1 field goal and Jacksonville only 2 field goals today. Out comes Bucky Brooks to the 30-yard line. We talked about that game in Denver. Let's go back to the 1987 AFC Championship. Bernie Kosar looked to be the hero as he rallied his team from a big deficit.
Draw to Biner. Ernest Biner. Fumble the ball, and Denver has recovered. Oh, my!
And so the Broncos went on to the Super Bowl as Biner would played a brilliant game, fumbling there as Castile, the hero for that one big play. .2:16 left now for Jacksonville. Underneath for the short gain to Mitchell, who has caught more passes than any receiver in the game. That's his 7th. But the clock runs 2:05, 2:04, and Jacksonville won't get a playoff before the 2-minute timeout. There it is. Jacksonville's Tom Coughlin, his young team, made the fight, but it's New England's defense that's going to take them to the Super Bowl.
KFC presents
20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown!
Bringing It Home. In Super Bowl 17, the Washington Redskins wiped out 40 years of frustration with an old-fashioned game plan.
Drag up that diesel.
The Redskins ground out a then Super Bowl record 276 yards rushing to capture their first world championship since 1942 and their first ever Super Bowl title.
Hey, honey, you see my tickets? I can't find them. Please. No.
Staying home for the big game?
Honey!
Pick up a Super Bucket. Now that KFC has tender roast, you can mix it with extra tasty, crispy, and original recipe fried chicken. Because everybody needs a little KFC. And now mix any 12 pieces, just $10.99.
You know what I'm sick of hearing about?
The internet.
The internet. What are you doing?
Surfing the web.
Nice hair. Solarized pictures of dead fat rock stars. UFOs. $1 zillion worth of technology, and what are we doing with it?
Browsing.
Here's an idea. Use the internet for something useful, like running a business, okay? All right? No kids, no chat rooms, no smiley face. Just raw, naked, in your face capitalism. You want to surf? Move to Maui.
It's a new year. I got a new house. I got a new team. 2 new amigos. But the same old Charles.
Sir Charles and the Rockets host Michael and the Bulls, part of an NBA on NBC doubleheader next Sunday.
See you on Sunday.
20-6, New England leads. Jacksonville ball at their own 36-yard line. 2 minutes to go. They have 2 timeouts left. And it's been an incredible year for Jacksonville, and it's going to take something of monstrous proportions for them with only 120 seconds left. The pass, intercepted on the deflection. Teddy Bruschi, the rookie linebacker from Arizona, in the right place for the bounce, and that'll nail the win for New England. Jimmy Smith was the receiver, couldn't hang on.
situations, these kind of things happen. When the ball gets tipped up in the air out in the field, there's too many defenders chasing after it. The ball hits Jimmy Smith right in the stomach. He knocks it up in the air. Teddy Bruschi hustling makes the play.
You know, you get a feeling, honestly, with Smith here as he's just trying to run with it right before he gets it, because he's looking around. He never sees where the ball goes. If he had his eye on the ball, at least he would have been able to see it go up in the air.
Bruschi, a third-round pick of the Patriots. He tied Derek Thomas's college record at Arizona when he sacked opponents 52 times. And a solid player as he's matured as Curtis Martin now. Running almost at will. Turner knocked out of bounds to stop the clock at the 23. A disheartened Jacksonville defense. Let's think about this New England defense, however. Remember the Giant game. The Giants led 22-0 at the half. New England has not allowed a touchdown since. That's 10 quarters without a touchdown. Against Pittsburgh last week, only 1 field goal, 2 field goals allowed today.
Well, it is. That's the difference in this football team, and it really starts with the defensive front. They changed up, you know, back then, Dick, they changed. They play about 6 or 7 defensive linemen. They're bigger, they're stronger. It stopped teams from running the football on them, and that's the reason why they've gotten so good.
Dropped. We want to remind you that with this crowd still on its feet celebrating, there's a hungry football audience here in New England. They've had not much to cheer in the 30-some years of this franchise. 36, and the Lamar Hunt Trophy awarded to the American Football Conference champion. It'll be presented at midfield, and it'll be a chance for all these fans, many of whom stayed here through the very lean years and are here to celebrate with those who came on to cheer a winner as latecomers. That'll follow. And then, of course, our Sunday night programming that includes Third Rock from the Sun.
Dick, not now, Tommy. I'm doing research. I'm finding out what happens when the spit hits the fan.
Tonight, it's Mike Ditka and Wayne Knight of the Wild Third Rock. 1:36 left. Thanks to our longtime associates and producer-director John Gonzalez, Tommy Roy, our executive producer, Dick Ebersol, president of NBC Sports, Russ Schneiderman, our statistician, Joe Costanza. Now, Bill Parcells, who has a real sense of history, knows what could happen. He could separate himself from the pack of coaching elite. The only man to take 2 different teams to the Super Bowl, that man, Don Shula, didn't win with the Baltimore Colts. He lost Super Bowl III. He did win later in Miami with his unbeaten team, won twice. Bill Parcells, 2-time winner with the Giants, and now the Gatorade bath. And won't even muster a smile out of that. Been there before. He's probably already thinking about the Super Bowl 2 weeks from now.
I wouldn't doubt that, and he has told his team, we win this game, I'll give us an opportunity to win that Super Bowl. I know how to prepare for it. I'll teach you. Yeah, he doesn't seem too happy. I wouldn't either. As cold as it is outside and gets, a bucket of ice water on my head.
Yeah, how much of a good sport can you be? 14-degree wind chill. Curtis Martin to the 21-yard line with 124, 123, and the clock running now. So Green Bay, a winner today, impressively 30-13 over Carolina. The 2 expansion teams eliminated in the championship game. Here's how the Patriots match up with Green Bay. Green Bay's #1 defense against the 7th-ranked offense. The Green Bay #5 offense, 19th-ranked defense of New England. Oh, is that misleading?
That's changed. That's right, Dick.
This isn't the 19th-ranked defense we've seen the last 3-4 weeks in New England. Pass offense, 1 against 3 for Green Bay, and the healthiest team in the league in terms of points scored, the Packers, against New England, 14th. But again, it's a different Patriot team that really came together on the defensive side of the ball the last month of the season and here in the playoffs. And now down to 37 seconds remaining as Drew Bledsoe didn't have to do much. And when you think back, the big plays in the game, the very first 2 minutes, a punt for Jacksonville. They couldn't get off. had eaten at their own 4. 2 plays later, Curtis Martin scored a touchdown, and then the deflected interception by Otis Smith. Here's the play. Barker leaping, felt he couldn't get it away, and then was tackled by Larry Wiggum at the 4-yard line. 2 plays it took before Martin scored the touchdown, and that seemed to be the difference in the game until very late when Otis Smith off the carom went 47 yards with the interception to seal the win.
Dick, and you take a look at this game, and a team that went, I'm telling you right now, there's McGinnis and Parcells, and that guy played one great game. What I was going to say is the defense won this football game for the Patriots. It was not the offense that did it.
Jacksonville takes over on downs, and New England sends everyone deep in a protective zone. Brunell throws underneath, and struggling out of bounds is Jimmy Smith with the catch, and a first down out at the 34-yard line. But it has been an exciting, healthy year for the NFL. 2 new teams, stars on Carolina, stars on Jacksonville that we'll look forward to seeing next year. Coach Tom Coughlin, who how can you not admire what he's accomplished?
Well, everything he believes in, he took down to Jacksonville, and what he believes in, structure, discipline, it's what the NFL should be and is about. That's the reason why they got to the championship game.
And Brunell, their young leader, who knows how great he will be. Keenan McCardell can't get out of bounds, and so the clock running.
And also, New England, Dick, 4 years ago, complete disarray. They get it together in 4 years and win to get to the Super Bowl.
Well, fighting to the very end, Brunell downs the ball to give himself at least one more play. Remember that New England had earned the right for the first player picked in the draft because they won only 2 games 4 years ago. That's when they hired the tuna, Parcells.
And he took Drew Bledsoe, and it has proved out to be a great pick. Drew Bledsoe, a young quarterback, has really been forced in 4 years. A lot of throws, a lot of experience, and he's handled it real well.
And then the question still rests here in New England. Regardless of what happens in the Super Bowl, will that man, Bill Parcells, be back as coach? There are heavy rumors that he'll be leaving. That'll be a penalty 5 for false start against Jacksonville. The last 7 games of the season, 2 in the playoffs, New England has allowed an average of 10.4 points a game. So it's a solid defense that'll go to the Superdome in New Orleans against Green Bay.
Well, they'll need it against that Green Bay offense, and Brett Favre back there throwing it around. So their defense will have to have they'll have to have a super game to keep Green Bay from not scoring over 20 points because they are a prolific offense.
One of the things that I really liked about when we talked to Parcells about Tom Coughlin, and just final thoughts about him, is he says, I knew that this young man would be successful.
From the 40, number 8 with 8 seconds left. Crowd counts it off. New England has won the American Football Conference Championship 20-6 over a stout young team from Jacksonville with a fiery coach that with their play promises to show us some great seasons ahead.
Stay with him.
Down to 2. The Packers. The Cheeseheads are headed for New Orleans. Get ready, Crescent City. And they'll be joined by this enthusiastic group of fans from New England as the Patriots have won for the first time in the American Football Conference Championship at home. And how about Keith Byers let loose by Jimmy Johnson in Miami? He gets a chance to go late in his career to the Super Bowl. So there are a lot of reactions. It'll be interesting to hear from both sides. The presentation of the championship trophy, that's all ahead. Don't wander away. We'll be back at Foxborough, where the New England Patriots are the 1997 AFC champions.
Only by going alone in silence can one get into the heart of the wilderness. All other travel is mere dust and hotels and baggage and chatter.
You've got this huge customer. They're so huge, sometimes they don't even know when they've received a shipment. Whose problem is this? Yours. That's why you ship UPS, because only UPS captures signatures electronically. Then you can use UPS online tracking software to see your customer's actual signature. So when they say, "We never got it," you can say not only did you get it, but you don't dot your I's. UPS Online. Are you connected yet?
Can I get you something to drink?
Folks, this is your captain speaking. Well, we've got a beautiful day for flying. Hope everyone is enjoying.
Nobody wants to finish second. That's why Icon Office Solutions helps you compete better. With copier systems, computer networking, and outsourcing, all designed to help your company do one thing: win. Icon Office Solutions. Work to win.
This is Pizza Hut employee memo number 4. Consider this a pep talk. In fact, consider this a pepperoni talk. Same thing, because this is the pepperoni all of America's talking about. And why not? It's meatier, crispier. We never had a pepperoni like this before. No one has. We've, well, reinvented the thing. So while the mention of pepperoni isn't normally the kind of thing that's going to stop traffic, this one is guaranteed to start it. Better keep that door oiled. Making it great, again and again.
Dateline Sunday. Can you really beat baldness? This man thought he could, but how much would it really cost?
7 surgeries and $50,000.
A hidden camera investigation. Then, in '76, she was the centerfold. But 20 years later,
I got fired.
Did these photos cost her a good job? What really happened? Dateline, tonight on NBC.
Bill Parcells told his team earlier this week, "Just get me there. I'll show you how to win it." New England will present him with the opportunity in New Orleans 2 weeks from today. The AFC champions are the New England Patriots. Let's go to Greg Gumbel.
Dick Enberg, thank you very much. I'm down here on the field with what is the equivalent of AFC royalty, the rulers of the American Football Conference, and that would be the New England Patriots. To the AFC champions goes the Lamar Hunt Trophy. And to make that presentation, Neil Austrian, the president of the NFL. Neil.
First, I'd just like to thank the Jacksonville organization, their football team, their organization, their fans. They had a great year. On behalf of the National Football League, I'd like to present to Bob Kraft and his family, Bill Parcells, the Lamar Hunt Trophy, emblematic of supremacy in the AFC. Our congratulations to you and the entire organization.
For a guy who's been a season ticket holder since 1972, this has to be an awfully nice moment, Bob.
This is for all the fans out here who've waited 37 years. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You made it happen. We've been fans together. I also want to say something about Wayne Weaver, who's a great owner, and I know he'll be here one day himself. And to our players who've given great energy, dedication, and to the greatest coach in the history of the game in modern times, thank you.
Quite an accolade, Coach. The greatest coach in the history of the game. You do, with this victory, become only the second man, along with Don Shula, to take 2 different franchises to the Super Bowl. Your thoughts on that accomplishment?
Well, I'm just very thankful for the opportunity to be here and with these players that have just given me everything I've asked for throughout the year. And I knew if they played like they have shown me all throughout the year that we had a chance. I do want to mention one guy that's not with us today. He was operated on Friday. Sam Gash, part of this is yours.
This a pretty cold day in New England, but things that these players haven't seen before. Did it affect the way you approach this game at all?
Well, we thought the game would be a little helter-skelter. We hoped we could get an edge on special teams. We did do that with the early turnover, and it really helped. And, you know, I have to credit Jacksonville. Their defense played well. We didn't really play as well offensively as I know we can. But hopefully we got a couple of weeks to get better, and then we'll see what happens.
Yeah, in those couple of weeks, you have the Green Bay Packers on your docket. Your preliminary thoughts on those from having watched them through the season?
Well, I haven't seen much film. We played in the first game in preseason, and I know they're a very good team. They wouldn't have done what they accomplished throughout the year without good quality people. And they got a great coach in Mike Holmgren and a great GM in Ron Wolf. So we'll see what we can do, and I think it'll be a real good time.
As you're fond of saying, you're on your way to the show. Congratulations.
To the show, that's right.
Let's go back to Dick Enberg.
Thank you, Greg. The measure of this man as a coach, Bill Parcells, 2 Super Bowl championships with the Giants. Then he takes the challenge of a team down, only 2 wins the year before. In 4 years, he's built them into the AFC champions and a team that just seems to be getting better every game under his leadership. Jim Gray.
All right, thank you very much, Dick. I'm now joined by the defensive stars today, Willie Clay and Otis Smith. Otis, tell us about the big fumble, put the game out of reach.
Well, I was coming up to make the tackle. One of my guys hit him, the ball popped out, and I scooped it and scored. Glory be to God. You know, I've been praying for it, and, you know, it came to me today.
Would you have ever imagined that you would have held this team to 2 field goals based on what they have done? They scored 30 points against Buffalo and 30 points against Denver.
Well, they're a high-powered offense, and, you know, we just have to be poised and be patient and, you know, not make any mental errors. And, you know, we did that throughout the game, and, you know, the plays started coming for us in the 4th quarter.
Were you frightened there in the last 2 minutes that they would go down the field and tie this game up and send it into overtime?
Well, I figured, you know, they keep throwing it and keep pushing it down. Sooner or later, something was going to happen positive for us. You know, we just kept playing hard, and, you know, and Willie stepped in front of one. That was one of the best plays I've seen all year.
Otis, congratulations. Big play Clay, that's what they call you. How about the interception down there on Brunell on the 5-yard line?
Oh, man, it was a big play. Actually, me and Otis had a double on 82, and I looked back and seen the quarterback cheat to our side, and I just stepped in front. I don't know who the receiver was. I mean, he feels so good, you know, and I just like to thank the Lord for all the talent he's given me, and I like to say hi to everyone back in Pittsburgh.
Congratulations. We look forward to seeing you in the Super Bowl.
See you in New Orleans.
All right, let's send it back now over to Randy Cross.
Thanks, Jim. Here with Drew Bledsoe. Drew, you know, artistically maybe not the best, but you're going to the big one.
We're going to the big game. You know, our defense carried the day. Our fans were great. They were loud. And, you know, now we get a shot at the championship, so we're very happy about that.
Just personally, is all this sunk in, this fantastic scene, and you're going to the Super Bowl? Have you really started to think about that yet?
It hasn't sunk in yet. You know, we got 2 weeks to think about it. We got a couple of days to enjoy it, and then it's back to work. Try and get prepared to see if we can win us the championship. But we're very happy right now. We're going to enjoy this.
Can you say enough about the job your defense has done over the last 6 weeks?
Last 6 weeks? Today was a perfect example. Offensively, we didn't play well. Our defense carried the day and won the ball game for us. We put them with their backs to the wall a few times with some turnovers. They held Jacksonville, a great offense, to field goals and won the game for us.
Thank you. Congratulations, you're a champion. Back up to you, Dick.
All right, Randy, it was 11 years ago. The Patriots, as the wild card team, won 3 on the road. Super Bowl 20, also in New Orleans. And Mike Ditka's Bears beat them 46-10. They get a chance to bring a Super Bowl championship back to New England and to Boston as they'll meet the Green Bay Packers. Much more. It'll be interesting to hear the comments from Jacksonville. They certainly made it a game down to the last couple of minutes, and before the Clay interception, looked as if we might have a possible overtime, as well as hearing from the victorious New England Patriots. More coming to you from Foxborough, where the Patriots have prevailed 20-6. First, these words from your local station.
Tonight, it's an all-new Third Rock. Dick's doing a little research.
I'm finding out what happens when the spit hits the fan.
This one's big with Mike Ditka and Wayne tonight.
You are watching News Channel 5, where the news comes first.
Good evening. There's no link between watching violent sports events and violent behavior. That according to a Washington University researcher who wanted to know if there were more reports of child abuse during playoff games. And a lawyer for Paula Jones contends nothing in the Constitution says President Clinton can avoid lawsuits. The Supreme Court hears arguments tomorrow on whether Jones's harassment case can go forward. More news coming up later.
Monday on News Channel 5's Cover Story.
Saving money for retirement is an important goal, but what's the smartest way to save? The government has taken new steps to make saving money for the golden years a lot easier. Monday, News Channel 5's money reporter Bruce Barnhart explains the advantages of an IRA and why the new rules could make your retirement a little cushier.
Cover Story, Monday at 10 on News Channel 5, where the news comes first.
The holidays are over, but the Salvation Army Tree of Lights campaign continues. Every $50 collected is enough to buy a food basket that feeds a family of 4 for 2 weeks. Please, give what you can.
Welcome back to Foxborough, where our final score in the AFC Championship game, the New England Patriots defeating the Jacksonville Jaguars by a score of 20-6. Welcome back, everyone. Greg Gumbel, Ahmad Rashad, Joe Gibbs, Mike Ditka. Before we get started, this reminder, coming up right after our post-game show, the lineup tonight on NBC is Dateline, followed by Third Rock from the Sun featuring Mike Ditka, Men Behaving Badly, and the world premiere movie, Ed McBain's 87th Precinct, Heat Wave. So, we have a New England Patriots victory. I'm going to let you guys talk about it because I got to tell you, I'm out of breath.
We almost killed our leader with that climb back up the stairs.
You know what was really great in this football game, really? The fans were great. And I just, we could talk about what happened. I want to congratulate Bill Parcells and his staff for a great job. What they did defensively to shut down this offense is to be commended. And I also want to congratulate Tom Coughlin and his staff for the job they did all year. This is two great organizations. Both organizations be very proud. And I know those New England fans, they were great when they were down in New Orleans in 1986. I'll guarantee you they'll be a lot worse in 1997 because they have a chance at this one.
Hey, not just the New England defense today, but how about the turnaround that they've made over the last 6 or 7 games? And I believe this is 10 straight quarters now without allowing a touchdown.
Well, I think we all talked about it. Al Groh and his entire staff, I think they've done a great job. And I think their defense carried the day for them. I'd like to echo what Mike said. In order to really grasp what happened here, you need to hear this crowd. That blue wave out there, the crowd was every part of it. They did their part. It seems as though the young teams in these 2 games, Carolina and Jacksonville, lost the turnover battle. Now, you don't know for what reason. I think the crowds had a lot to do with it. I think the weather had a lot to do with it. And I think inexperience had a lot to do with it.
I was very impressed with the Jacksonville Jaguars. I mean, this is a group that came a long way. They played hard throughout the playoffs, and they really are there. They're going to be around for a long time.
Yeah, and they get down there, if they don't throw the interception, who's to say? We go into overtime, it could be a different situation. But, things happen for reasons. And I think the reason is how good and how coordinated the Patriot defense was. Those guys really did an outstanding job. And, the thing that bothered me, we said make one adjustment at halftime. Brunel rolled to your right one time. He never rolled to his right. They had to roll to the left defense.
We're going to be going to New England locker room in just a few moments right now. They're in the midst of their team prayer. The task has been passed to this New England Patriot team now to crack a 12-game winning streak by the NFC, and they're going to need the kind of defense that they've been playing lately.
The key, when you win the AFC Championship game, both of you guys know, it's a whole new game when you get to the Super Bowl. This, you have to restart and get yourself together to play another game.
But if there's anybody in football that can prepare these guys for a Super Bowl, it's Bill Parcells. Let me tell you right now that he's been there, he's won there, he knows exactly what has to be done. He will not let these guys get off track. He'll keep them on track, and they'll be focused for this football game.
One of the things that Bill Parcells, as you said, is a master of is preparation. I don't know that you want to take any team up against him when he's had 2 weeks to prepare.
Well, I tell you what, you're going to need 2 weeks for the Green Bay Packers. They look like a high-powered machine, believe me.
All right, we'll take a time out here. When we come back, we'll hear from some of the winning New England Patriots. They're about to open the locker room. We'll be there when they do. Stay tuned.
(1874), the first transatlantic cable connecting Ireland and America. It was made by Siemens. That was then. This is now. Today, phone companies and businesses use Siemens switches to send and receive voices, images, and data together for desktop video conferencing, wireless communications, and high-speed internet access. Siemens technologies keep you in touch and on top. Siemens, precision thinking.
Every year I try to quit smoking cold turkey, but this year is my year. I'm committed. I'm psyched. And I have help, Nicorette gum, to help control my cravings. It's not like the patch. Nicorette lets me decide how much nicotine to use and when to use it, so I can stop smoking now. The idea is, by this time next year, to save enough money by not smoking, to be not smoking in Cancun.
Nicorette gum will help you quit smoking successfully by helping you control your cravings. You can do it. Nicorette can help.
What Tough is the available new Ford Triton 5.4-liter V8. What Tough does. What Tough is, it's the wide open spaces of the world's only standard third door. What Tough does. Tough is what Tough does. The new Ford F-150, Motor Trend Truck of the Year, built Ford Tough.
The New England Patriots victorious, happy as can be, down on the field. Welcome back to chilly Foxborough, everyone, where New England has earned a berth opposite the Green Bay Packers in Super Bowl 31 with a 20-6 victory over the Jacksonville Jaguars, and we'll be getting down to the New England locker room shortly. We've been talking about this Patriot defense, which has had such a terrific turnaround the last 6 or 7 games. Why, Mike?
You know, I went back to the Cowboys game, and I watched them against the Cowboys. Now, the Cowboys got that big, dominant, overpowerful line. And what they did is they stunted. They didn't take the guy straight on. They jumped around blocks. They did the same thing against the Steelers. They were coordinated. When they were filling gaps, so that's what they did. They took gap control, and by taking gap control, they shut down the running game, and their pass rush really picked up in the last couple of weeks.
I think the key matchup, too, we all talked about Brunell, what kind of a job they could do against him. And I really think in this game they gave him a great mix. They gave him some zone. They gave a lot of blitz and came after him. And actually, when you think about it, this guy, last time he threw for over 400 yards against him. Today he had 190 yards and 2 interceptions. So I think the matchup there that we all talked about, I think they did the job, and they did a great coaching job today against Brunell.
All right, Joe, we will get down to the New England Patriots shortly, but right now Jacksonville coach Tom Coughlin is with our Will McDonough. Will.
Thanks, Greg. Tom, you said you had something you wanted to say. Well, I'm very proud of our football team. It's been a good run for us. We've played well in the playoffs. I want to congratulate the New England Patriots and Bill Parcells and wish them the best in the Super Bowl. Their defense was excellent today. It seemed like they made all the big plays. Our defense was excellent. Our defense was pretty darn good, too. If we're not in the hole by kicking game errors in the first half, it might be a 3-3 ball game. So, no, they played very well, but our defense wasn't shabby either. Yeah. What were some of the critical plays in the game as far as you're concerned? Things that turned the game one way or the other. The things that have not plagued us, we've been in control of ourselves in terms of turnovers for the last 6 or 7 ball games. We turned the ball over today. Whenever you turn the ball over, you're not going to win. And we made 2 mistakes in the kicking game in the first half, and we had 2 turnovers in the second half, both of which could have given us an opportunity to tie it up. We're looking to go into overtime. We feel like we're going to put it in overtime. Yeah. Tom, thanks very much. You had a great year. Thanks for coming out. Let's go now to the Patriots locker room with Chris Collinsworth and Curtis Martin. Chris?
All right, Will, thanks very much. And Curtis, first of all, congratulations. You're going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, well, this is something long-awaited. It's fulfilling a lot of our dreams. This is a lot of us been waiting for this, and through a lot of hard work, a lot of prayers, a lot of commitment to the team. The coaches did a great job all season. All the players did a great job, and the defense did a wonderful job today to help us win this game.
You know, Curtis, it really has been the defense down the stretch. Everybody talks about the offense on this football team, but defensively, this team really took over down the stretch, and in the playoffs now, an incredible effort.
Yeah, well, a lot of people look at us as an offensive team, but what they don't realize is that our defense has been playing very well. Our defense has been making the plays that have been keeping us in the game, and I commend them on the job they did today.
How surprised were you that you were able to get that early touchdown after the botch punt? You get the ball right down there early in the end zone. Just seemed to take all the pressure off this football team.
Yeah, well, it always helps to get up that early in a game like this. And, you know, there's words can't explain the way we all feel. We're all in here. We're just so thankful. We're grateful. And we just feel that we're a blessed team. And we thank God for this victory.
Now, how about this big guy standing over here to your right, Bruce Armstrong? Bruce, congratulations. I know for you this has to be the sweetest of all victories. You've been here through the good and the bad, and now to get a chance to go to the Super Bowl and take on the Green Bay Packers.
You're right. I mean, everything that you, from the little kid all the way up to now, professional level, you work, you fight just to get a chance to be called a champion, and we still have a chance. And we still have one more game to go. but there's only 2 teams left, and we're one of the 2, and it feels great.
Can you even put into words what it was like to be a part of those 2-14, 1-15 Patriot teams, and to now sit here, have your arm around Curtis Martin to talk about going to the Super Bowl and playing for it all?
I mean, I could, but it would take too long. We ain't got that kind of time. But the only thing I know is that if we can get to the Super Bowl and we can win it all, then everything I've ever gone through would be worth it.
Well, we've got William Roberts over here, and William, former Giant. You've been under Bill Parcells. You've been a part of championships before, but this one has to be just as sweet.
Hey, it is, man, because, you know, it's been a resilient time for me. It's my 13th year, and, you know, for me to still get into the mix, and it feels great, you know. I told the guys, Bill's one of those coaches that, you know, you get him there, he'll do the rest, and we're going to get it done.
Now you go in, you play against the Green Bay Packers. You played in the NFC a long time. You're a fan of football. You've been watching this team. They've been spectacular both offensively and defensively. Assess this team's chances down the Super Bowl.
Well, Green Bay is a real good team, and, you know, it's going to be a great game. You know, I'm not making any promise or predictions, but, you know, we're just going to go out and play a good game, and, you know, hopefully the best team wins.
Has Bill Parcells changed any since his days with the Giants?
He lost a couple of pounds.
William, congratulations. Now let's go back upstairs to Greg Gumbel.
All right, Chris, thank you. It's obviously a very emotional Curtis Martin down there. Ahmad, I wanted to ask you, when you're on the verge of going to a Super Bowl, can you identify with how he's feeling?
I can, but I think the thing that he has to be careful of, this is a one quick celebration. This isn't the end of the road. And in the National Football League, there is only one winner. I don't know, when you lose a Super Bowl, you know, everybody's second. There's only one winner, so they can't lose sight of what the real goal is, and that is to win the Super Bowl.
Killjoy. We'll take a time out and continue on the post-game show in just a moment.
That brother can play the flute.
Have a Super Bowl party. We're definitely going to have to cut that
That's
guest.
right. We got to make some cuts. First up, Tyra Banks. I know she's in.
In.
Michael Johnson. My man.
In.
Tiger Woods.
In.
Lisa Leslie.
In.
George Gerber.
In.
Ken Griffin Jr.
In.
Barry Sanders. Cy Richards.
Who's he?
You know, he played the sergeant in Double Action.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's in.
The man's a thespian. And last on the list, Charles Barkley. Dear Charles, my dog ate the phone book.
Even though Jeep Grand Cherokee Limited is more sophisticated, more refined, and more luxurious than ever, you can be sure that underneath it all,